Here, you want to get the trouble balls out of the way. You don't really care about removing blockers unless the table is a mess. If
Mm-hmm.
you're, if, let's say a 4 or below, you want to make sure that you leave a trouble ball
Yeah, that
blocking the
keeps you in the
pocket for
game.
your opponent.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so you may
Oh,
not want to go, whoa, that was a big miss. You may not want to go for the same strategy as players of this level that you're looking to run out. Table's fairly open. You got one
yes.
problem area.
You
You're
have
going
to
for
go
the
for
run
it.
out.
Yes.
Exactly.
I was coaching a gentleman today. I think he was a 6 or a 7, and he kept trying to play safe. And he says, "Oh, I've got this ball protecting." And I said, "The table's wide open for you right now. You need to take it out straight away to
Mm.
go for the run out
Right.
because you have to run out at some point."
Because he's good enough of a player. And just
Yes.
that was a billiard off the 3 ball there because the table was the table still open? No, he accidentally. What happened there?
He's on solids. He was just trying to clear the pocket for the ball that was there, the stripe, take it out the
Oh,
way.
okay. Got it. And played a good safety on top of it. So, okay. Gotcha.
And I mean, John Mitchell-Tree will get a chance at the table once again. Trying to get into some kind of rhythm here as he trails by 2 games in this final. This will be the final game of 8 ball before they move into the 9 ball set. You know, I didn't note at the beginning, did John win the lag or did Omar? I didn't catch that. I think we were chatting at
You
that
were
point.
messing
So
with the bobblehead.
yeah,
I
I was.
think,
Yeah, we were
that's-
playing with the
You were having fun with
bobblehead.
the
I always,
bobblehead.
always with the toys. Just
Well, you'll do
curious
that.
who selected the set here.
I'm waiting to see on the live feed if one of our viewers,
Maybe the folks at home can tell us.
somebody can tell us who won that.
The diligent watchers. Yeah. They were too distracted by the bobblehead as well.
That's a good shot. That's all he can do. Contain
I
the
saw that
safety.
in Billiards Digest, and I had to have it. I knew coming out here, I said, we got to get one of those bobbleheads, Ava. It's perfect. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Omar joking with some of his teammates off camera. Johnny won the lag. Okay. Good to
Alright.
know. Good to know. Now the question is, did he break? Steve, don't we have instant replay of that? Or
Hey,
Steve
where's
Alejandro,
where's our
producer.
statistician?
Yeah.
Where's our statistician
Yeah.
keeping track of all this?
A few of the people at home asked, "Is there a shot clock?" There's actually no shot clock
No
in the
shot
Masters.
clock for this one, yeah.
That's a brave shot. That's a good shot.
Omar puts the 1 in the side pocket.
If he can take the 5, I'd like to take the 5 here.
I don't think you can see it.
It looks like he's only going to have to. It's either. I think he can get the 6 or the 4. He's going to have to. He's going to have to get a 3 ball out of there as well, or the 5, so that 7 ball is going to be free in one of the 2 pockets. I think you might be right. I think he's going to have to shoot the 4 ball. He's looking at the 6.
6 or 4.
Yeah.
Either one of those. That's about all he's got.
Gets the 6 to drop.
Now he can get that 3 ball out of there.
Yeah, as soon as you can. Try and get the cue ball back in the window where he is right now. Shoot the 3, come back.
Looks like he's going after the 2.
I mean, I think he's probably going to play the 2. Well, no, he's changing his
No,
pattern
he's-
back and forwards. One thing I suggest to people at home is if when you look at the pattern of the table, is pick your route, and then only change it when you need to. Then reevaluate the table. Right now, I think he's not actually looking at which way he wants to go, and he's just shooting the ball. Okay, I'll play this one now.
He's flirting with disaster there, but it turned out great. Now he can just, he's got natural position here, making this 2, a little bit of left spin, and he can come over, play the 7 or the 5 next. And this is where it's dangerous. You got to be careful that you don't try to get position for the 5 or the 7, because when you think that way, chances are you get position on none.
So he pockets the 4
and
ball
that's
there.
exactly what happened.
Mm.
He got position on neither one of them, because when you think like that, like, oh, I can get over on either one of those,
Yes.
you pick one. You do not. The other one, yeah, it's a backup just in case, but
You've
you
got
need
to be
to position
committed to what you're
for
doing.
one ball.
Yeah.
It's like somebody
see that
saying,
so
"What up,
often.
Lee Brett?"
Chris Bruner, yeah, Chris is a really good player. He's from the Virginia area. He's probably supporting his team here.
All right. Bank or a thin slice on this 5 ball. Bank is easier to hold position, obviously, on the 7.
I think he has to be careful on the thin slice because of this 13 ball over here.
Yeah,
I think he's going to shoot the bank all out. But he shouldn't be in this position right now. He got himself into trouble by playing the
You
pattern
bet.
wrong. It's a good shot.
Nice bank shot
Good
there
shot. Alright.
for Omar.
way to clean up his own mess there. No, but I do see that happening a lot. And again, having played a lot of straight pool in my day, I've seen that in straight pool too. And I've done it myself, where you kind of go, well, I've got this ball and that ball, so I can't miss a position. And all of a sudden, because you're not focused on exactly where you want to go, you end up with, getting on neither ball.
Two-way shot, like when you're playing safe.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the cue ball behind the ball, and then
Right.
you end up leaving the ball sticking out on the cue ball.
Pick one ball. All right.
It's going to be a big game, this.
You bet.
Omar pockets the final 8 ball, the 8-ball set, and will take a 4-1 lead into the 9-ball set.
He had to fight for that one, didn't he?
As the
Yeah, he
referee
made hard work of that. It should have been a lot easier than what it actually was.
See the referee removing some of the balls again as we move to the 9-ball set.
Now,
John
this is where things
Mitchell-Tree.
get interesting, I feel.
Yeah.
Whoever gets control of the break right now, this is going to be the difference.
Yeah, and for the team of Virginia Gentlemen, they're kind of entering a critical area here, where already down 4-1 and already down one match, where they desperately need something here from John. Unfortunately for him, Omar will have the break, and we'll see.
And at this point, this can go fast now. The way this table has been breaking in the 9-ball, we saw that in the last match, 4-1. It's a race to 7, and Omar is definitely capable of breaking and running 3 racks. So 9-ball was heading there.
This looks like the 4-ball headed it off, though. It was
And a reminder to those of you who are used to APA play, but maybe not the Masters version of play, you do not get 1 point per ball. This is per rack, so the 9-ball is the only one that you get a point for. You get 1 point for the 9.
He who sinks the 9 wins the game,
That's
right?
right.
Or she, but just not in this case.
Yeah, thank you for
I
that.
want to be very PC here, right?
No, that's not PC. That's you not getting thrown out of the booth.
So
Good
I'm
let's
just
save.
sitting here
There you
quietly,
go.
Nice
minding
shot.
my own business.
see.
That's a good shot. I like just kicking this soft and just trying to bump the 1 over. Trying not to open anything up too much here.
Exactly. And the only other thing you can do, because it is an easy enough kick, is try to control. If you hit the lower side of the 1 ball, you've got a good chance of making that 3. But I like your way of thinking, and
Oh, wow.
that didn't work quite.
Wow. I think it might be okay, but that was... It's pretty unlucky to actually kick the 1 in through the gap and back out.
I saw Ava at the pool party last night. Did you ever make it out there last
Yes,
night? Did you?
we did. It started
Okay.
raining when we got there, and everybody was
Yeah.
running in, and it lasted for 5 minutes, and then we
Yeah,
had all the
yeah.
room to ourselves.
Yeah, it was a
was
great
nice.
party last night. Of course, we host 2 different, we call them Poolapalooza, but 2 huge pool parties here throughout the event. As Omar, it's like he plays the safety
Yeah,
as
we
well.
was by where they were doing the karaoke,
Yeah,
and the highlight of the night was George getting out of his wheelchair, singing BB King, and
Yeah.
singing on the floor. That was it was a good night.
yeah. Pool party's always a good time.
I love, and I have seen his show 100 times. We all do trick shots, and I do shows. I know Jeanette does shows, Mike Massey does shows. I'm sure you do too, Lee, but
Yeah.
I
Dr.
have
Q.
to say, Dr. Q. And it's not his shots, it is his energy.
No, it's his energy, his personality, of
Oh
who
my
he is.
God.
He's an outstanding entertainer.
Yes.
I
And
mean,
how he
really.
gets up that energy up after he's probably done 12,000 shows in his
Yeah.
life, and
How old is he?
still-
How old is he now? He's in his 70s.
I don't
No,
know.
I think he's in his 60s though. It was pretty cool too. He had a like a chart yesterday I was looking at He's actually working on a book kind of about his life story, and some of
Mhm.
his stories from traveling and things. But it actually was a progression of his life, animated with like through like drawing
Oh, like a
from the
caricature?
time
Yeah.
like a caricature from the time he was 10 years old until now,
Oh,
and all the
funny.
phases of his life. And it was very cool. He was kind of running me through it yesterday right after his exhibition. So
He actually joined in my show yesterday, and I was playing against the guy, and the guy like throws me, jammed into the ball onto the side of the rail, and I tagged Dr. Q in to take the 2-rail kick for me.
yeah, did he make it?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he's
But he made it on the second go. He says, "I'm going to show you twice just to show you." I thought it was great. I thought it was funny.
This is John Middletree at the table here.
Well, I made that one, but he's in a.
I mean, what's he going to do with the two ball?
Well, unless he might be able to play that billiard on the
I
seven.
like just flicking this slow, and just trying to slide the cue ball and use the 3 ball as the blocker on the other side. Just containing safety instead of trying to push the boat out. You're down 4-1. If he misses the billiard, it could be 5-1. And the guy's got the break again.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a crucial shot right now in the match for me.
See, I'm the reverse. When I'm down like
You
this
want
in
to
the
go and
match,
attack.
I loosen up and just go for it. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a good
Play
mentality to
tighter
have.
in the beginning if I'm, if in the match. But I don't know. You know, and again, everybody is different. To me, this is a pretty easy billiard. And did he get away with it?
Certainly did.
See, that's
Oh,
what
well.
I would have done. That's the backup shot. See,
There you
did
go.
you learn something
No,
right
I
there?
actually did. I need to loosen up a little bit. I was realised now.
He was in a tough spot either way, but
It's funny you
Got
say
away
that. I
with
mean, I was learning to play one pocket, and a lot of them said, "Look, if you're down by 6 balls, just fire.
yeah,
You're in trouble. You've just got to attack."
that's the time to loosen up and just
So
you have nothing to lose. I mean, you don't want to play stupid, but
Omar trying to figure out a route to that 9 ball. I'm sorry, to the
2.
to the 2 ball.
for the
Wait,
people at
First
Wake
home,
up,
first
wake
game of the
up,
9 ball
Jason.
set. Yeah.
Amar's
I've
actually
been
in the
here
way
8
of the
days,
table,
right?
so we'll let Jason off on that one. He couldn't see.
Hey, he's got a baby boy coming in a couple of days.
Yeah, he's
his
going to be
So,
tired.
mind is wandering.
I know. My wife said, "Make sure you get plenty of rest out there." And I said, "You remember Vegas, right? There's
Yeah,
at best 5-6 hours a night rest out here.
and
By the time I adjust to the time change, it's right back to
ooh,
home." Mm-mm-mm.
I venture to say that when you kick at a ball like that, at least 50% of the time, that's what happens. You come too short, and then you just barely miss it going in, and barely miss it going out. It's pretty amazing how common that is.
It's
Right.
getting your speed right when you're kicking.
Yeah,
Be committed. Am I going to hit it firm? Am I going to hit it soft?
yeah.
If you're going to hit it soft, you've got to the angle's going to widen. If you're going to hit it firm, it's going to shorten up, so you've got to aim long.
And the only other thing to really make sure that you're hitting the cue ball where you want. Are you hitting it in the center? Are you hitting high?
Yes.
If you get high on it, it's going to float long, and there's
Yeah, if you hit low,
Left
it's going
or
to straighten
right.
up on you. Yeah,
Right.
try not to use any inside English or outside
exactly.
unless you want to use that to kick at the ball.
Every shot, I don't care how easy it seems or how obvious it is, you need to pay attention to where that you're doing what you want to do with the cue ball, with the object ball.
Johnny wanting to be very deliberate here, knowing got to find a way to cut into this lead.
If he can just come back with the cue ball about where it is now, he'll have a good angle. Oh, he had the perfect angle to come up, but watch it. He does not want to be on the rail, and he's straight in here.
Yeah, this is tricky. He's going to have to jack up here.
The one thing, though, that's good about playing on a bar table is that even a long shot is not that tough. It's not. I mean, it's tough, but it's.
Yeah, the biggest tip I got a few years ago when I started playing on a bar table, because I'm used to a 12-foot by 6-foot table, and this
right.
table
Nice
to me,
shot.
I kept
Right.
trying to get too close to my work, and
Yes.
Skylar Woodward, who's probably in my opinion the best bar table player in the world, he says, "Lee, just leave the ball long, just see the ball, but give
Get the
yourself
correct angle.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, for our viewers, as you guys say, refer to bar tables. Of course, we're talking about the 3.5 by 7 foot
Yes.
table that you
We
would
call that the
you
baby
would
table.
typically see,
The
in it, yeah,
baby table.
versus the 9-foot table, the 4.5 by 9-foot table. So
And it is by far the most common table in
Right.
the United States.
Right.
Not even close. And I would venture to say in the UK as well, all the pubs they have the
The 6 by
Really?
3s, yeah.
6 by
oh,
6 by
6
3.
by 3
6
by
by,
6.
it's even
Yeah.
smaller than this
Yeah.
table,
Holy
so you
cow.
really have to be precise.
Yeah.
But the one thing the bar table actually teaches cue ball control.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to have really good cue ball control. when there's more balls on the table. Where on the bigger table you have more room, where you can actually get away with things a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But your shot making has to be a lot better on the big table.
Especially in the game of 8-ball,
Yes.
where you have such a mess with so many balls. It's a great game. I mean, it's a 8-ball.
Game of chess.
It's a great game on a big table too, but it's a really great game on the smaller table, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's suited more for the smaller table. I think the big table is too open at times.
Exactly.
Especially for the better players anyway.
So Johnny does a nice job there in getting, at least cutting that lead in half.
Plus he has
victory
the
in
break as well,
first-
so this could
yeah,
be big right now.
First victory in
can
the
break and
9-ball
run.
set. So we'll see if he can't get on a roll now that we've moved into 9-ball.
And again, a couple of games here and tying it up, that's going to put a lot of pressure on his opponent. So needs to get something
That's a nice
started
break.
here.
That's
Perfect.
a nice break.
Perfect. See what that cue ball is towards the center of the table. Well, the key shot in this rack is the very first one, trying to figure out a way, how do I get from that 1 ball down to the 2? And I think he might just have enough of an angle to draw it down.
Anyway, near the
Straight
side
down the
pocket's actually
rail.
perfect, to be honest.
And
Oh, he said,
perfect.
wow. He said that perfect.
Beautiful.
I'm going to draw this back out again.
But I do like it. He really goes over. He's one of those players that takes a little extra look, more so than Omar. I mean, he should be able to just stop it, pretty much stop it there and shoot the 3 in the side. The 4 goes in the side.
Yeah, he just keeps
5
it
in the
simple.
side. This is perfect right
Yeah.
now because if he stops
Stop.
it right here,
Yep.
he's got the angle to come up. Then you even play the 5 in the side.
Yeah, off the rail for the 6. Side rail, top rail for the 8, and then back across table for the 9.
It's like we said, what an easy game it is from here.
It's we're already out. We're racking the next rack already. Jason, your handicap has just gone up. You're now a 5.
Yeah, yeah.
But he took his time to look at that one shot, though. Like you said, on the 2
Right.
ball,
Right.
to know where he is. Now he's got everything else perfect.
Not sure if that question is saying why do they play 9 now. Just a reminder, with the Masters format, we play up to 8 games of 9-ball, 5 games of 8-ball. So it is a combination of 8-ball, 9-ball play. Saw the first 5 games were 8-ball. We've now moved into the 9-ball set. This is John Mitchelltree at the table for the
Always gotta be
Virginia
careful here.
gentleman.
A little too close to the side pocket there.
He looks to be in good shape on the 9.
It's a big time to get a break and run.
Very nice job there by John.
Great
and
job.
suddenly he's right back in this match, trailing by only 1.
I liked his tempo there, kind of methodical
So-
but not slow. He was moving around a little bit, kind of
Yeah.
decided what to do, and it just kind of looked very simple.
And he
just
was
stepped
loosened up a
and
little
did
bit.
it.
And like,
Yeah.
this could be a big swing and point in the match here.
Folks, if you're just tuning in, you're watching live coverage of the APA World Championships here in Las Vegas, here at the Westgate Resort and Casino. You're watching coverage of the Masters Championship today. The finals of the Masters Championship started with 256 teams. We're down to 2 teams, one from Hampton Roads, Virginia, the Virginia Gentlemen, the other from Orange County, California, the team of We Are One. We Are One leading in this race to 2, 1-0.
There he's there.
This is John Mitchelltree for the Virginia Gentlemen. He inspects the rack, moves to the head of the table, grabs the cue ball, and prepares to break.
Amar just took a quick break and went and spoke to his teammates there just to give him a little pep talk, I think, try and loosen him
Yeah.
up a little bit. I think he's feeling it a lot more than John is right now.
A solid break, but nothing goes there for John.
Got a little fortunate with position there. It's an fairly easy ball to play. Safety.
You like playing in behind the 4 and the 2 over that side.
Yeah,
Just got to be careful with that 1 ball. You don't send it too close to the 9.
true. I actually I don't mind drawing these kind of shots, playing a bank and then short and over here and
Yes.
drawing the cue ball back. So that since he has such a the angle that he has on the one,
Yeah, I think he's going to do
I think
exactly
that's what
you
he's
said.
doing.
These two teams competing for $10,000 first place prize money.
And the championship, which is probably the most important for
That's
these guys.
for sure, for sure. The money's nice. The championship lasts forever, though. We have a saying at the office that, tournaments come and go, titles last forever.
That's very true.
So,
They can't take that away from you.
right.
And you think about how many, tournaments where you made good money, and let's say I've come in second in an awful lot of the pro tournaments and masters and great events and everything else, but I can't even remember the runner-up
No.
finishes.
Right.
The titles are
the
there,
titles
that
but,
you've
and it
won.
could have just been one 9-ball
Yes.
away
Yeah.
Yeah.
from winning the championship.
Yeah.
I remember one U.S. Open, I missed a 9-ball to win the Open, and I don't even remember barely who I played, 'cause
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
I remember
you
missing
just
it.
remember
But,
that last shot.
but it's just it's just a runner-up. So yeah, the title does matter.
I'd
Th-
imagine you got a pretty impressive trophy room at home, right?
Yes,
You got those
I do
trophies out
have.
somewhere?
Extension that to get
And
built on
so,
the
so
house
my
for it.
follow-up to that is, how many in that trophy area? How many runner-up trophies do you display?
Actually, I have one.
Do you?
Yeah, that
Okay,
has
okay.
personal meaning. I think I have
Gotcha.
one that's.
Okay.
Uh,
Just curious at the pro
Yeah.
level,
I came in. I have 4 runner-up finishes in the U.S. Open, and I have one of them on display. That's
Okay.
not the one I was talking about. It's a different one. For personal reasons, I have that
Gotcha.
up.
I seen a great champion. I'm not going to name any names. Get second place. I walked over, gave his trophy to another player's wife, and walked out the door.
Well,
True
When
story.
you get
I'm
to
not going
that-
to name names
Right.
online, but this was.
when you get to that,
It just shows how much this guy wants to win.
yeah. You don't have to name it online, but
No,
I want
I
you to
won't.
write it on this piece of paper so I know now.
Oh, great.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
Interesting. Well, but again, when you're at that level of competitor, it's kind of an all or nothing thing, right? It's
Yes.
I
you can be
guess-
satisfied with the performance, but maybe not one that you necessarily want to.
I
Look
mean,
back
I
on
see them
over
in the
years.
tennis. I see Djokovic fighting with Andy Murray, and Andy Murray wins their Wimbledon this year, and I could see his opponents just like looking at the runners-up, like, what do I do with this? You can see when they're standing there. It must be the worst moment when you're second and you have to
Yeah.
stand looking at the guy who just actually won. He's looking smooth on the 9-ball here. This match could quickly swing around. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fancy John right now to be the favourite for me, even though he's behind.
I just like his tempo.
Yeah, he's more steady what he's doing.
Well, I'm hoping we can get to that third match here because I'll be interested in seeing. So, each roster can carry up to 4 players. The team from Southern California is just 3 players.
Uh-oh.
So,
Uh-oh.
He's gonna get
Lucky?
lucky? No. Maybe.
Yeah. Well.
I think I'm going to call a referee to look at this one.
Yeah, so they have only one
So
player.
they've
to-
got one player to throw, which is Ramin, whereas the guys from Virginia have a couple of options. They still have
No, no
Oh.
speed.
both Tim Tillage and David Hogg left, so
Heads or tails?
kind of interesting.
That's the best way.
Yeah, is that
Just
how they
flip a coin.
decide?
Yeah, that's the best way, I think. Just have them flip a coin, and that way then whoever... That's what we used to do at home.
Makes sense.
You usually have a player on your team too that is kind of a closer that doesn't mind having all the pressure on his
Right.
or her shoulders.
Well, and it's interesting you mentioned closer because as I talked to the team from California and specifically to their league operators, Carol and Vicky Wade, they identified Ramin as the closer. They said, well, don't say that before
right.
the match because we don't necessarily want them to know. But now that they've thrown Omar, I think their plan and probably the pattern they followed through the tournament is this same lineup. Whereas the Virginia team with that extra player has some different options depending on what's going on in the match and maybe who's feeling most comfortable. So
I
hopefully we
think
get to the
it
third
goes
match
how
and
they
can see.
start. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jason, to interrupt
That's
you. I
all
think how it goes how it starts. Because they lost the first game, I think John Mitchelltree, hopefully I sent his name right, is their main player.
Their swingman, yeah.
Yeah,
they're-
we'll
they're-
put him on now
their
because
stopper,
we're down.
if you will.
We have to win this game.
Right. So you're thinking John's probably the strongest on the team.
I would guess that. I mean, I
Right.
might not be right, but I'd guess
Well, it's
that
like in
because
baseball, you got your stopper, your number one,
You're gonna throw
pitcher
it,
that,
yes.
that goes out when
when the
maybe he's
bases are
gotta-
loaded and there's one
yeah.
out and you need to get that double play.
Yeah.
I mean, he does look a lot steadier when he's playing the 9-ball. He looks very capable.
Omar pockets the 8-ball and looks in. What do you think about this 9-ball here, where he's at?
That's very. He'll make this.
Makeable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
you
high
just
English.
want to, if anything, you want to put a tad of right on it, just to make sure that you don't hit it too thin and then have the cue ball go straight across and scratch in the other corner. But I don't think he'll do that. But that's one of those.
Nice
We put that
shot
little
there.
spin on it.
Just
That's
a
one of
straight
those
run.
shots where a lot of amateurs will,
Yeah.
especially a 4
Yeah.
and a 5, will make a nice shot, but then it goes straight across.
Yes.
So
They avoid the
just-
natural angle instead
Yeah.
of using the English to get it away from the pocket. And the inside links actually helps the ball go in a lot easier as well, because the spin's going with the pocket.
Right.
So just as it looked like John Mitchelltree may pull even, Omar comes right back with a fairly quick victory.
2 games away for the total win and the championship.
So
They
that one positional area off the 5 to the 6. He needed a little bit more outside English to widen the angle a little bit more so he didn't come in so tight on the ball.
Right.
So Omar will now have the break. The team of We Are One. Strong break. Gets the
Need-
4 ball to go.
He's got
And
very
look
lucky
at the
there.
shot he got
Yeah.
on the 1.
6 ball's going to be his problem. That 5 to the 6 is not going to be easy.
Well, I would shoot the 3.
Yeah.
3, this combination, he's looking at it right there. It's not an automatic, but it's a definite option.
That's a good shot. What would Efren do?
Yeah.
Always say, what would you do? Here we go.
The only other thing is he can use that 3 ball if he gets anywhere to shoot the 3 ball in the side and get the cue ball just past where the 5 is
That's
now.
a good idea as well.
You can go ahead and go into him because the 5 ball is hanging right in the pocket, so you know you're going to get a shot at the 5 one way or another. If he doesn't like the combination.
Now I can see why you won so many trophies.
Oh, yeah, playing for a lot of years has its privileges or its
It
advantages.
becomes automatic. You know exactly what to do in which situation.
Well, what's great is not only when you play long enough, not only do you learn more yourself, but you learn by mistakes.
Yes.
Unless you're, oh boy,
there's a
oh
mistake.
boy.
That's a
There
huge
is
mistake.
big
Wow.
Wow.
Put a little draw on that one, did
I
we?
think you can see his reaction there. He's
He
still.
needed some center to kind of pound it over, and he just put way too much draw on it.
He's still
Yeah, I-
trying to piece together what happened there.
I like to tell people, learn by your mistakes. So when you play a shot and you miss it, or
It's
you
a good
or
life philosophy too.
yes, always try and learn all the time. I mean, I always try and do it all my life, trying to improve every day, trying
Right.
to get
Mhm.
better.
And I think when you watch these guys, I'm sure they play it in more local tournaments than maybe a lot of our APA players that
Sure.
maybe a 4 or 5 that doesn't play in as many higher tournaments
Yes.
and stuff. But the one thing I tell everybody is when they get really upset, because it happens a lot in our
Yes.
league, that somebody gets, because they're not used to that kind of pressure. I say, well, you can cry and get mad and blame yourself and feel terrible if this is your last event ever.
Yeah.
If you're done playing tournaments,
Yes.
then you hold on to this.
Yes.
But if you're going to play again, let it go now, because if not, it's going to happen again and
And
again
again and again.
again.
It's so true. Phil Burford said
Nice
to me
shot.
once, he says, we're all going to miss balls. That's not
Yeah.
going to be the last ball I ever miss.
Nope.
It's going to happen all the time, no matter how good you are.
And get down on yourself if you're never going to play again. But
Yeah.
if you're considering playing in the tournament again,
I always say, don't get mad. Try and remember what you could have done different.
right?
Or try and say, okay, I hit it this side of the pocket next time. I'll aim over here.
Nice shot there, Braille first. And not only that, but go home and pat yourself on the shoulder and remember all the great shots you
Right.
made that got you there to begin with.
Yeah, both of these teams have overcome some pretty steep odds with 256 teams. So
Oh,
regardless
wow.
of the outcome here,
It's a huge
both these
achievement,
teams
yeah.
walk away,
Yeah.
pretty satisfied. I know that can be a little tough to swallow initially,
Right.
if you're not the victor, but certainly can both be very
So
proud
the
of
team
what
that
they've
gets
accomplished.
second, we're going to bring the trophies over here. And
Yeah.
we're going to put them in the runners-up room.
Yeah, they'll take home some trophies and 5,000.
It-
So
it-
not a bad payday for them either, right? Whoever the runner-up may be.
That's
No,
right.
it's a huge achievement for
Sure.
them on a serious note. It is. I mean, even the teams they're getting in the top 16 or top 32,
Sure.
so proud how far they went. So
Well, especially in this Masters division that is so very tough. I know that I see you mentioned Brian Parks earlier. Brian,
Yeah,
of
they had
course,
a
a
great
multi-time
Yep.
U.S. amateur champion, did not make it to the Final Four. Ernesto Bayala, I know I saw
Yep.
him running around. I think his team finished maybe 17th. So a lot of really good players out here. I saw Robert Hall out here, David Rowell, some of the the guys that you
John
pick up on
Macias,
from the
little John
from the
they
U.S.
call him.
Amateur Championship circuit.
I know
Yeah,
we
there's
had
a
a really
lot of-
strong team out of our area this time, and they think they had
Jeff Abernathy, is he
2
from your
wins.
area?
No,
Yeah, but he's another strong player.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
here.
You see him around the U.S. Amateur.
there's a lot of strong
tournaments.
players. There's a team from Delaware with I forgot the guy's name now. He's a really good player out there.
So
forget his
John
name.
comes right back there, and again pulls within 1 of Omar. Again, this is a race to 7. Omar needing only 2 more games to not only win this match, but the match for his entire team, as they are already up 1-0 in this best of 3.
gonna check the rack here, make sure those top 3 balls in particular are touching.
I see everybody's actually not breaking from the wings on this table. Would you have
The
to?
last match they did. The
They
last
did?
match, I was
Okay.
a little surprised that they're not here. They were making 2-3 balls on every break in the last match,
that was a
breaking
much
from the
better break.
side. That'll work. All right, little touchy shot here, just where you drift the cue ball over for the 2. And once that's taken care of, it's kind of a straight pull rack. Nothing is on the rail. Everything is out in the open, so you really have to pay attention. You don't have the rail, the cushion to help you where to kind of point the cue ball at. You have to just really move the cue ball around
Yeah, he need-
gently.
A couple of little touch shots here.
Mhm.
The 2 to the 3 is easy, but the 3 to the 4, the 4 to the 5 is a little bit tight.
Just got
You
to
get the
be
wrong
smart.
angle.
Yeah.
Some folks commenting about how they get involved in Masters. Of course, the first step would be to talk to your local league operator to see if it's a format offered in your area.
You
Might
could have
find
left that a
yourself.
lot easier. Sorry, Jason.
That's all right.
Go
You might
ahead.
find yourself out here this time next year, playing in this great event or any of our events here at the Whirlpool Championships. Something for everyone, from the ladies division to the 8-ball and 9-ball teams. Of course, the Jack and Jill doubles.
Well done. Made that 4 to the 5 a little bit easier here by moving that 5 ball over to that side of the table. So all he needs to do now is play that center ball position.
Yeah.
Give himself some angle on the 4 to get across table for the 5, and he's in good shape to tie this up.
I know it looks like we've picked up some visitors in the last several minutes. Want to mention that, again, this is live coverage of the Masters Championship from here in Las Vegas, all part of the APA World Championships that have been going on for the last 8 days or so here at the Westgate. Make sure we thank the staff here at the Westgate too, who has been really outstanding in helping us to ensure that this was yet another great event.
I like the way the casino's laid out for
Yeah.
you guys. I think it works really
Yeah.
well.
Oh,
The
it's
different rooms.
fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, from moving from the Riviera, which is obviously iconic, and we watched it go down the other day. But I was actually thinking the way the setup is here, it works really well with
Yeah.
the different rooms.
Mhm.
Like it's actually suited really well for the
Yeah.
APA.
Yeah, the
It's-
thing with the Riviera is the difference of the 2 rooms. You had such a narrow kind of corridor to get around that there was a lot of
Uh-oh. Oh, I thought he missed
Almost.
it. Yeah.
a lot of traffic jams back at the Riviera and those
Right.
narrow hallways. Here, once you get in the tournament area, it's all opened up. There's lots of
Mhm.
room to kind of move around. So it's been a nice transition moving over here. But you did mention, yeah, did you watch the implosion the other night
Yes.
of the Riviera?
Well, we didn't even get to video it because
Yeah.
it was 3-2, bam, gone.
Yeah, it was
There's
pretty.
no countdown.
It was pretty cool to see, though. As many trips as I've spent, or many times I've been to Vegas, first time I'd ever seen an implosion of a casino.
No, it was really cool to
Yeah.
watch. The noise was deafening,
Right.
and then a puff of smoke, and then all of a sudden it just went.
Yeah.
It's so sad about it. I mean, a lot of us have, pros and amateurs alike, have been out there for 20, 25,
A lot of
almost
history.
30 years.
23 years there for APA.
Yeah.
Individually, I've spent more than a year of my life in that particular hotel. Literally, I went back and
Wow.
when we found out it was closing, kind of added up all my days there. So, yep, out with the old, in with the new. That's what Vegas is all about, though. So,
I
we'll
mean, the
say good-
timing was good though. That actually went down when the pool players were
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
There
So
were-
that
there
was at
was
least some kind of.
John with the 9
Nice
ball.
shot.
Is that
All
5-5
right.
now?
All right, all right, all right. We've now evened it up here.
You've got to let that shot go earlier when he landed on that 6 ball. Otherwise, he'd be up 6-4 right now, looking really strong. As long as he stays focused the way he has been playing, he's been really steady with his cue ball, looking where he needs it.
So both players tied at 5. Again, race to 7. Each of these players just needing 2 games. John Mitchell-Tree trying to extend this match into a third matchup. And, of course, Omar is trying to seal the deal for his team.
I like that name, Virginia Gentleman. It's kind of like, oh, that's who we're playing this week. At least we know there shouldn't be any trouble.
Right,
You
right.
don't sound
Well,
like-
yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was looking over the Sportsmanship Award winners for Masters, and I expected that the Gentleman might be, but instead it was team of the Deadstrokes from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I want to make sure we recognize them. They were the
Oh, you
the
get Sportsman
Sportsmanship Award
Oh, that's nice.
winners
That's
in
cool.
the Masters Championship.
That's cool.
Seen a lot of really good sportsmanship throughout this week. Not just here in the finals
agree.
room, but I've seen players, teammates or not teammates, but opposing teams high-fiving and things, and
Applauding
always
for each
nice to
other, for
see
the
that,
opposite
yeah.
team. It's been really great.
Yes, it is. Yes, it has.
One thing that's different with the Masters to the regular 8-ball players, regular players, sorry, is they're allowed to push out after the break.
Mm-hmm. Push
where
it. Yeah.
Right, right,
You
right.
have to kick.
And
otherwise.
we've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah, you can push out here and use a break cue. I mean, a jump cue. Those
cue,
are the two of the
correct.
biggest differences.
Have not seen a jump cue come into play yet, but we have seen the push out.
And the push out is such a big part of a match because people think, well, it's just a kind of pushing it out, but it's very, very strategic, especially when you're playing somebody who's very good. He's looking to potentially pushing out to a jump shot
Yes, that's an option.
because wherever he goes, unless he pushes down to the same towards the same side that the 1 ball is, he needs to leave a snookered shot because if not, he's going to leave an open shot here for Omar.
I see a lot of players on the pros, especially when they play a push out. Sometimes they'll push a ball safe,
Mm-hmm.
so they know that if they do make a shot, that there's still a problem on the table.
Absolutely. Just kind of tie a couple of balls up or...
So John pushes out. Now Omar will have the option here of taking the shot or turning the table back over to John.
The thing that Omar has to be careful of here if he does decide to shoot offensively is that after making the 1, the cue ball could very easily go 2 rails and hit right on that 4 ball and get stuck and not leave him a shot on the 3. And then,
Looks like he's going to take the shot.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
because he can't do much with the cue ball.
He
There you
pockets
go.
the
Oh,
1.
he got around it, but
Plus you got the
still
legs.
stuck behind that 3. He can see it, but not enough.
How often would you say when you do a push shot that the opponent gives it right back to you? I mean, what percentage of time? Is it 50-50? Is it
Well, most players I know in the pros will take the shot.
we'll take the shot?
Yeah,
that they're
you're
given?
better off
Okay.
being at the table unless somebody pushed out to somewhere really crazy or very difficult. There's
Makes sense.
There's definitely times to give it back, but
Okay.
nice shot. Watch
He's
out
overdone
now.
it. He's overdone it.
But more often than not, the player's going to take the shot that you leave them.
Yeah.
Push out.
Yes.
Interesting.
Unless they push to a jump shot, knowing that the guy who's going to come in and take the jump is not very good with the jump cue,
Yeah.
and they are. Like in my opinion, like Oscar Dominguez is a
Yeah.
great example of great with the jump cue, and Nick Vandenberg for the Europeans. I see a lot of guys will push to a jump because I'm not very good with the jump cue. I'll be honest, it's not something I've ever done at snooker, and I had to learn how to do this. So I'll find they'll give it to me. So I'll be at home practicing all the time to catch them out when
Mhm.
they try and push to a jump on me,
Right.
so they don't do it again. So it's, but mainly the pros, they'll all take the shot on. It's
No, and the biggest part, a lot of times.
it's
Oh,
a big
boy.
mistake, big mistake.
All
so
right.
Omar
What a
he made-
turnaround in this match.
he
How
makes
Omar,
contact with a 5 first, right?
Omar
Yeah,
has
so
a
he
chance
gives
here
ball
to
in
take
hand.
to lead for the first time and
Yeah,
get on the
John.
hill.
Yeah, John.
Yeah,
has a chance
sorry.
to take the lead. Omar with the foul there. He strikes the 5 ball as
What
opposed
was-
to the 4.
Omar was ahead, what, 4-1?
I think it was 4-2 maybe.
4-2?
Yeah,
He
he was
was-
up a couple games, so
Big
John in good
comeback for
position here,
John.
yeah. Well, and they have no choice.
No,
I
it's
mean,
four,
they're going to get to the
it
third
was
game.
4-1, yeah, after the 8-ball.
Yeah.
Because there was the shot when you said to me, no, I'd go for the carom here, and I was saying play it
Oh
safe.
yeah.
And he played that two-way shot
Yeah, the
that you
two-way
just
shot.
learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I learned a lot. I listen well. You just got to train Jason a little bit to listen a bit more now.
I know. He's learning.
Do you guys have a practice table for the? Because it's 5-5 right now, and the next players
the
that could be
players?
coming on. Yes.
Well, I mean, the semifinal tables are back there, and I suppose they could hit balls back there if they wanted. But I think for the most part, they like to stay locked in as kind of what's going on in the match. I think.
I don't see Ramin.
Yeah,
No,
maybe
that's what I was
haven't
thinking.
seen him for a
maybe
while.
He is,
That's what I was
maybe he is
thinking.
hitting some
Because
balls.
I was looking for Ramin, you see, and that's why I was
I
thinking
don't.
that question.
Yeah, I don't see him. Well, smart.
Oh,
he jumped up.
wow.
Was he
Nice
gonna
bank
get
shot.
lucky
Oh,
here,
he
though?
got
bank shot
lucky.
there.
He's gonna
Oh,
get a little
wow.
lucky there.
I wouldn't have played the
Lucky
bank.
roll.
I'd have actually gone for the top corner there myself.
Again, did you learn something, Lee?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm looking at the team for
I
Virginia.
need to hit the bank better, I think. Wow, that's a huge roll. That is huge.
Yeah, that's big.
I think Ramin was actually outside smoking. He couldn't watch the game earlier. I remember I keep seeing him walking past and he was sweating and he was all nervous.
John is going to have
Make-
the opportunity to go on the hill here. Pockets the 9 ball and is now on the hill for the victory. Needing just one more game.
Wow.
And it showed some class there.
Yes, he said
Obviously,
that word, you're right.
any time a ball slaps in, it is pro rules. It is rules here at the APA. But still, John walked over to Omar and said, "Hey, man, sorry about
Tough
that."
break, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice act of sportsmanship.
Yes. But I say it all the time. Slap a ball in, okay, fine. It hurts, or it hurts your opponent, but at the same time, it hurts just as much to get lucky in position.
Sure.
You miss a ball and you hook your opponent. I mean, stuff like that comes up. That is every bit as devastating as a
Yes.
ball accidentally go in.
Yeah,
So
and it's also going to happen more and more, so don't
Yeah.
get upset by it, because
No.
it will happen again.
Yeah.
yes,
All right, so this is John Mitchell-Tree with the break, now leading 6-5, race to 7. John is on the hill, meaning he needs only one game to secure this match.
I was watching a Masters game last night. It was a team from Bakersfield, James Harris's team, and it was 6-6 in the first match. And the guy from the other team, he actually miscued on the 9 ball, and it jumped and hit the 9, and the 9 went 2 rails into the side pocket to win the match. And that ended up they win the match 2-1 because of it. And it's just part of the game.
you bet.
Ava, what are you seeing here with the
I
layout?
see no worries right here,
So
my
this is
dear.
a golden opportunity for John.
Yes, you just want to make sure here that if you're going to play this softly, that you don't make both balls, where you can put a little more speed on it, play position for the
Rail first.
3.
That's a
there
good
you
shot.
go, good
That's a
shot.
shot.
perfect
1-4
angle now to get
combo.
out for this just speed and a little bit of right spin to get out for the 3.
What a break to get at 6-5.
You bet. And it looked for a while that nothing was going to go, and then that 5 ball went in. And he also made another ball on the break. So we're going to see here if he can hold. It's a lot of pressure. If he can hold it together. He doesn't look too upset.
Just left himself a little too straight there. He's looking at his angle. See, I like the way he keeps doing
Yeah.
this, looking at his angle to make
Right.
sure.
And then making a commitment.
Well, he's got some powder on that hand, doesn't he?
He
I
does.
see his white fingers.
Now the thing here, if he's dead straight in, then it's probably better off just stopping right there, and he can just going to have to take his chances a little bit with the 7 ball, go into the 7. He would love to float the cue ball 1 rail, come up. All right. Give himself more of a severe angle.
He might be doing the same shot now, punching the 7 over to this side.
Just got to watch so it doesn't go in.
Yes, very true. Let's hit it a little
Oh,
bit
he's
softer.
he's following it down with the 7. Not doesn't want to go
Doesn't wanna
straight in.
Oh, he's
Oh.
okay.
Yeah,
It's just got enough angle.
he does.
For the folks not as familiar with maybe watching pool, the white on his fingers is powder that helps reduce the friction, right, for his stroke.
Yeah, a lot of people get if your hands get sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes it
that way
drier.
with the cue stick has a nicer flow. You're better off with talc powder. The baby powder tends to get sticky.
Yeah,
that's
if
what
you
I've
do
noticed,
sweat,
and I
yeah,
had to
you
try
don't
and
want
get
to
the
use
right one.
that.
Yeah.
And then I seen a thing that the talcum powder, there was a thing like lawsuit about it, and I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
I couldn't find it because I
Yeah.
have to get the baby powder,
Interesting.
And
which,
here
which
it is.
gets real sticky.
All right, Mr.
Oh, he's
Mitchell-Tree.
overdone this.
Wow, he's just smiled. You couldn't see it on the screen there, but he just smiled and that was not a "yay, I'm going to win" smile.
Yeah,
That is,
he's a
"what have
little
I done"
frustrated.
smile. Severe angle on this 9 ball.
When he played the 7 ball, he actually underhit it. He wanted to hit the rail and spin down more.
Mhm.
But I was looking at the 8 ball, and I would have used a low inside English on that ball to spin it over to get the wider angle. That's a good shot.
And he
That's a good
cuts
shot.
the
Got it.
9-ball in, ladies and gentlemen. Impressive victory for John Mitchelltree. Again, nice show of sportsmanship there as he and Omar Bachani shake hands. We are now tied up at 1. And
What
we
a
will
comeback
go to a
by
third
John,
rack.
huh?
So,
Stay composed.
yeah, very impressive
4-1 he
performance.
was down. And then he wins 6 games, 6 racks.
So we're pretty impartial up here, but I have to admit I'm happy to see it go to a third and final match, right?
You know what? It's like I said before. That's why I like alternate break. People like to see a tie. I
Right.
like a battle. So yeah, of course, it's great. It's great.
So now we will go to a third and final match, which would appear, at least for the team of We Are One, they're going to put up Ramin
Bakhtiari.
Bakhtiari. Thank you for your assistance with that one.
I've had the same problem over the years. He reminded me how to say his second name.
So Ramin will come to the table, and we'll see now who the Virginia Gentlemen put up, as again, they have 4 players on the roster, which means they have an option here. And from what I can tell, it looks like,
It was heads.
I think this is,
They called heads.
I believe this is
No, I
Tim
don't know.
Tillage pulling out his cue stick for the Virginia Gentlemen. We'll get Kevin Hinkebine, one of our producers, on the floor to confirm who they're putting up.
It's going to be tough for the guy who's actually not going to play, but it's also, do you want to play?
Right.
Are you
So,
feeling it? Play?
yeah.
No, you let him play. I'm good.
You get all the glory or all the pain, right? Seeing a
Yeah,
nice
it's
overview shot of the
good stuff.
tournament room, which has filled in nicely. We've had a pretty steady crowd in here all day. Again, if you're just tuning in, folks, this is coverage of the APA World Pool Championships. Specifically, we're watching the finals of the Masters Championship today. One team here from Southern California, the team of We Are One. Another team here from Hampton Roads, Virginia, the Virginia Gentlemen. So we are all tied at 1. This next match will determine your champion. It will be a race to 7. I can see Ramin down there getting his cue stick out. Looks like Tim has his cue stick out ready to go, and they will be lagging here momentarily. While we have a minute here, folks, do want to remind you that fall session for APA leagues around the country are just now starting up, so there's plenty of time still to get involved. You can contact your APA league operator. You can go to our website, poolplayers.com/live. You can fill out the short form there, give us your name and your contact info, and we'll reach out to you and see if we can't get you involved in the league, and then hopefully you make it out here next year, and who knows? You might
It's a
be
great
walking away with a
experience.
championship trophy.
This
So
is the best I've been to. I remember the very first time I came to the APA, it was in the Riviera. And it was actually Carol and Vicky that invited me to do an exhibition for their players. And I never realised how good the APA was until then. And I was blown away by it, to be honest.
The events are incredible.
it's quite
Yes.
an experience. I mean, I like to tell people, you know, it's one part pool tournament, but it's another part like experience of a lifetime. It's
Event.
obviously the tournament component is a huge part of the overall experience, but you factor in the pool parties and the fan favorites and the mini mania and all
Oh,
the
it's
different
huge.
formats and the
Yes.
interaction and the vendors. It is something that,
It's a
that
great
folks
event. People look forward to every year.
go
Too.
home and, you know, never forget. So
And you have different people here every year because not everybody's going to qualify. You
Right.
have to earn your way here.
absolutely, every player or team that's out here is a champion in their own right to have gotten here. They either won their local league and then won a tournament. For some of our Showdown Series events, they may have just won a tournament, but one way or another, every team that is here qualified in some way, shape, or form to be here. So
Which is great because you see these newcomers every year. That
Absolutely.
Never been here.
one of my favorite things about the event, and I see it, you know, early on in every event, is just kind of watching some of the players that have either never been to Vegas or have never been to our event, walking into that tournament room and seeing all the tables for the first time and just kind of seeing their reaction.
Right.
It reminds me of when my first time and kind of seeing it and just being, awed by the amount of tables. It's not something that you're going to see anywhere else in the world. And when we say world's largest pool tournament, I mean, we literally mean it. That's a Guinness Records designation that
But
we're
what
very proud
amazes
of.
me, I have to say though, is it's not just the largest pool tournament. It is so well run,
Yeah.
Yes.
considering how
Yeah.
many different formats and how many different players and the mini mania tournaments.
Your
And
Yeah.
schedule is already in the brochure.
Yeah, it's
Right.
It
good.
tells everybody what time you're playing, what round it is.
It's good.
So we are going to start the third and final match in the 8-ball set.
Tim won the
players
lag,
shake
I believe,
hands.
and he chose to break.
Ramin has opted to start in the 8-ball set. This is Tim Tillage of the Virginia Gentlemen.
You,
Tim
Par
pockets
for
the
break.
5 and the 11 ball, I believe. 14 ball.
To use the second ball break, I was actually coaching about this week for the low ranked players. I was saying if the low ranked player playing a high ranked player, play the second ball break because you'll get more clusters on the table. So it gives them more of a chance of being in the game. If you're the higher ranked player, break head on and literally open the whole table up. I
yeah,
mean,
because I mean, a 7 is not going to necessarily try to be making the 8-ball on the break as much as somebody who's a 5 or a 6.
Yes.
So yeah.
and
makes
also
sense.
if they don't make balls, you find that the balls will cluster onto the side rails with the second ball break.
Right.
So now they're in the game at least because the high ranked players got a lot of work to do to get out.
Exactly.
So what do they do when they're playing challenge matches against me? They start second ball breaking me, and I'm now scratching my head.
You
thinking,
deserve that.
Yeah, how am I going to run the table?
So it
We
looks
had
like
some fun. That's a good
nice,
shot. That's a very
nice
good shot.
Tim opts
Perfect.
for the low balls, the solid balls.
That was a very good shot.
Well, see, his key obviously he can't really get on the correct side on the to play the 3 to get down to that 7 ball. So he's going to have to leave the comfort zone of that little area right there and go back up, preferably for the 4 if he can. So he then can have the 7 to go back down to the balls down here. I mean the 6.
We had a comment here about Greg Sabins. Greg actually played in the first round here at the Masters, so he has already played. So now you're seeing Tim Tillage in the third and final match against Raheem Bakhtiari.
There you go.
Bakhtiari.
That's a pass.
You're seeing Tim at the table currently.
He's got to be careful here the way he's playing the pattern. I thought he actually would have played for the 4 after the 2,
Me too.
and then the 6 and come over for the 7 and the 3 for the 8 and the side.
Because it's tight, but the 3 does pass by
Yes.
that 7 right there. So yeah, I'm a little.
Because he's going to leave that 4 ball stranded otherwise, so you have to be
Mhm.
careful to get on it.
Looks like Tim's got some fans here. It's Tillage time.
Timbo
Timbo
slice,
slice.
that's a good one.
That's impressive. Very creative. Our
That's good.
folks watching the stream. So I'm sure they appreciate your support. One of the really great things about streaming these final matches is being able to bring the action, into the homes or back in the local areas that these teams are from.
Definitely.
So they can, their family and their friends can tune in and kind of be part of the experience.
And I know when our junior won the championship, how many players there were in the pool room. They had it on the big screen, and everybody
Right.
was in there yelling and screaming and watching from home. I was driving back for an event in Charlotte actually, and I watched it. You should see my phone bill because I streamed it all the way home. It
Wow,
wasn't
he's
pretty.
got lucky there. That was dangerous.
It's amazing
Yeah.
how technology has changed so many things. I mean, I walked through the tournament room earlier this week, and I noticed all these different people that are live streaming
yeah, with their phones,
through
yeah.
Facebook just their individual matches. In fact, we had to have a ruling because we had one particular match where the opposing player did not want to be streamed, and they had
Right.
to say, "What do you do?" And well, of course, if one of them does not agree to be streamed, we can't obviously.
I have
can't
a
do it,
feeling
so-
that guy was home in the flu.
Yeah, yeah. Called in sick to work, huh?
Yeah. I've had that happen a couple of times on my local events at home. They go, no
Yeah,
picture
don't
this
mention
week.
me, yeah.
I'm not here.
The boss is watching.
The things we do to play pool.
That's right.
Tim Tillage at the table still.
He's got to get an angle here to draw back off the 4, come over where the chalk is, and back out for the 8.
Play that 8-ball in the side pocket.
Yeah.
I like it though. He takes his time, picks his spot. And you got to remember too, if you pick an exact spot you're going to be in that is about the size, about an inch in diameter, if you miss that spot, chances are you're going to be
In your
in
window.
some kind of a window where you can do something. But if you pick a bigger area that's like the size of a basketball and you miss that, now you could be really because now your margin of error is much larger than that. So get as precise as you can get when you need to. All right,
A little bit
a
of
lot of
bottom
low left on this.
Yep.
Just kind of spin it back.
It's a good shot.
Perfect.
The closer against the closer here.
Yeah.
Timbo Slice against the closer.
Timbo Slice against the closer. I like that. Timbo Slice. Tim Tillage with the first victory. I believe he broke and ran, didn't he?
He did.
Break and run there, so Ramin. Oh. You see Ramin at the table preparing the rack. I tell you what, the team of the Virginia Gentlemen's got to be feeling pretty good right now. I mean, you're down one match, you're down 4-1 in your second match in a race to 7. Suddenly here we are in the third match, and now you're up 1-0. So
Right.
a lot of momentum has shifted here in the last 30 to 40
momentum
minutes.
swing.
We're now in the second match of the 8-ball set. Of course, we'll play 5 games of 8-ball before they turn it over to the 9-ball rack. So
It was the bank on the 7-ball was the big swing.
That's right.
When he missed that 7,
That's
it banked
right.
in the bottom pocket.
I still am mostly amazed at how incredibly composed every single player has been, because these guys can play. I mean, they really, really, really can play, but they're still amateurs. They don't play every weekend somewhere in the country like
So they
a
have to-
professional player does, and we get nervous.
Yes.
Right.
But their
Yes.
composure so far, they just, it's pretty impressive, I think.
Yeah, we get nervous, but we get used to it because we're in that situation most of the time anyway. That we get
If
more
you're on the
comfortable in our
road all the time,
surroundings.
you play in tournaments
Yeah.
every week, yeah. But I mean, if in a higher level with live stream and people watching, and
I remember last year I hadn't played for about 4 months, and then I played in New York, and I played Torsten, and I drew Torsten home in first round. He just won the big tournament in Montreal, and I hadn't played. I'm like, oh, okay, and I'm coaching myself. Okay, number 1, line up. Number 2, like let's, and I'm going through the motions, and I was nervous. I came back and I beat him like 7-6, I think it was, and I was like feeling like I just started playing pool again.
right,
It was such a weird feeling.
that's great.
This is Ramin at the table. We're seeing him now for the first time in this match. I'm told Ramin, not only is he typically the closer, but I'm told he's very composed. So expect to see very calm, level-headed play
Yes,
here from him.
He's a strong player as well. He can play.
He's a nice guy. I have
Yeah.
Seen him,
Go
quite
play
a
pool
few of
down
And
the
what
there.
he's got
events,
the website Go
yeah.
Play Pool.
Yep.
Yeah,
So it's what is that? That helps you find places to play around where you're
the
at,
whole
right?
Yeah.
So I know
and
he's-
he's working constantly doing that, so he doesn't really get the time to actually play pool. So
Yeah.
that's his full-time work, where he does his business. Otherwise, Ramin is, like you say, one of them players that's just under that pro level,
Yeah.
but doesn't get to practice as much as the pros do.
he's taking a look here. He has all the balls are open. Now he's trying to pick his shots. I wouldn't mind if that was him. Yeah, I mean the 9-ball is going, the cue ball's going in the wrong direction, so I wouldn't even mess with the 9-ball at this point. Would definitely take that 13 ball.
15, 10. I'd try and play a little draw shot over.
Yeah, 10 ball is the one ball he has to worry about. Obviously, the 9 being there, the 3 ball has part of the pocket guarded, but the only issue he has, that was a good shot. Get to that 9.
I think he's looking at the 15 to get on the 10.
See, I don't know. I would go to the 9. He's got perfect angle to get up for the 10 ball
Yeah.
there.
10, 15 in the side, slide over for the 10.
Yeah, because if he goes 15, well,
12, sorry.
he can not go into, if he shoots the 15, he can go into the 10 and still get a shot on the 9, even if he fails getting a shot at the 10 ball. But he needs to
Yeah,
deal
that's
with
a
that
good
10
shot.
ball ASAP, though.
I think he's probably going to play. No, he's looking at the 9. Can you play the 9 ball and just slide over for the 10?
Yes. No.
Very dangerous there.
Wow.
Didn't want to make that 8 ball right there. But now he did solve all issues right there.
He just raised his eyebrows a little bit there. Ramin. I don't think
yeah.
you've seen a
That's
little
about all we're
smile.
going to see for a reaction, huh?
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Oh, okay. Be
It's
careful.
interesting these guys have these poolaholic shirts on, even though their team name is We Are One. I'm not sure.
I think it's probably Steve Dittmarsh from California, who owns a clothing company there.
Okay.
He's friends with all of them guys, so he probably wanted them to wear them because
So they're representing.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
Maybe it was one of the, hey guys, clean up a little. Here's some shirts.
Yeah, there you go. course, we've got our team shirt contest going on right now over on the APA Facebook page. A lot of teams come out here and they have their shirts made up, and we're letting the social media folks this year vote on that. So you can go to our Facebook page right now, facebook.com/poolplayers. Vote on your favorite team shirt designs. The top 5 teams in that contest will get some plaques and things. So
He just overran that there by a couple of inches where he wanted to be perfect.
Yeah, I let that cue ball go a little
But
bit.
he didn't look exactly where he wanted it.
See? Yeah. It looks like he could just drift the cue ball up to even go into the 3-wood a little bit and knock it and have that shot. But he wants to make sure that, because it's a very vital shot to get to the 8-ball. You need to have the correct angle to have a shot to get on that 8-ball. That's kind of covered by the 6.
Yeah, they bumped the 5 ball.
Yeah.
That's a good shot.
Ooh. Yeah, he can just
Draw
slowly
through.
just roll it even, I think,
You leave
and
the
get a
window.
shot.
In case you try and draw into the side rail and don't get hard enough to get over.
Right.
Too dangerous going that way, just in case.
Especially since it's, he hasn't played that much on this table yet, so he
So you get
doesn't
the
know
speed.
how live that rail is, and
And they haven't had any time to hit any balls, so it's not like
Yeah.
we'll let you hit the
Right.
right.
Well, I tell you what, I think
That's
Ramin
you.
was the only one. He was in here a little early and came in and did hit a few balls. So I know he hit a few balls on this particular table. I'm not sure if anybody from either of the other teams was able to do that, but he kind of stuck around during the break and used the most of his time.
it's a good idea if you can get to it.
Yeah, as we mentioned, the semifinals were played on two of the tables in the back here. So
Oh, they were on
yeah,
this table.
right.
Too.
Yeah,
Yeah, he decided to just roll it. I think that was a smart move.
Yeah, that's a sensible shot. But you think next, like you could play that shot off the rail and hook yourself, and then next time you come to have the same shot, you go, okay, let me do something different this time, and that's how you learn by the mistakes. He's very composed, though. You can see he's really steady. Nice shot.
Shot.
the composed closer comes right back, evens it up at 1. Referee will help the players get the balls. Tim Tillage will return to the table for the 3rd game of the 8-ball set. Again, 5 games of 8-ball, up to 8 games of 9-ball in this race to 7.
And again, it's it used to be the point system, where if you won 7-2, and then the next one won 7-3, then you were ahead 14 to
That's not how it used to
5.
work?
That's how it used to
Oh,
be.
okay.
And we still have that on local league play and in our local league championship. But everybody knows coming out here, it's
best-
2 to
best
1.
2 out of
so it's
3,
a bit
yeah.
of a different strategy who you put up and how you play.
Sure.
And that's why you're having a lot of these upsets in the Masters division. Teams that you think might be a little bit stronger than the other team
Mm.
are actually losing, because it's such a short race for them. They have to be composed right from the beginning. If your good player loses, all of a sudden now
Right.
your backup
Right.
players, it's and who you play when against who.
This is Ramin Bakhtiari at the table for the team of We Are One of Orange County, California.
Nothing wrong with that break.
So you know what I mean?
10
Like,
ball
they go
on the
head on
side.
break, and now everything's wide open.
Gets the
Yeah.
10 and the
Oh, the 1 and the 9 just
5.
became a problem.
1 and 9, that's it.
I like to get an angle on that 6 and break it open. Can you shoot the
Definitely.
7 here? Take the solid balls.
Definitely.
See if
Because
it-
with the stripes, you still have the issue with the 14 and the 11 right there,
Yeah.
and the 9 and 1. So you definitely want to take the solids. But if you make the 7 here, then you're still looking at.
Yeah, you still got a tough shot, because the 2 ball, he's just checking if the 2 ball goes in the side pocket.
I
A
guess
lot more pull
7
in this rack.
7-3. But then what? You need to leave that 6 ball to break up the 1 and the 9.
Well, and he has the option here, right? The table's still open. He
Yeah, but
got
he
the
does
5
not
and
want.
the-
See, you're not listening. He doesn't want the stripes.
I'm still trying to figure out which balls dropped on the break.
One of each.
Do you want me to sit in the middle?
You know, have a chance to pick on him. I actually promised his wife that I would look after him
You'd
and,
sort him
and
out,
pick
soften
on him
him
as
up a
much
little
as
bit.
I could.
Soften
Exactly.
him up a
yeah.
little bit. Teach him how to be a good husband.
That's right. Put him in his place. She's not here to do it, so.
You do understand why her nickname is the Viking, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, the striking Viking. The Vikings came over to my country many, many hundreds of years ago and ruled us
How did
again.
that work out
Yeah.
for you? All right, here we go.
There you go. He's got the angle.
Just
right now.
enough.
You've got to be careful when you kick into a ball like this. What are you going to leave yourself after you make the
Mhm.
kick? Ideally, you want a ball that's hanging over a pocket, so it's just sitting there ready for the next shot.
Right. I think if he just tries to focus on going into the rail first, if he comes out, then the one
Yes.
ball will come towards this pocket right here.
Yeah, slide it out, and you might even kick off the one and still have a shot on the 3.
Right. There you go.
There you go,
Rail
beautiful.
first.
Hit that really
Perfect.
good. It's a good shot.
Okay, come on. Jack up a little bit to create the angle to get on the 3 ball. And 3 down here to either the 2 or the 4. That'll be his last major quest here. Obviously, he would like to leave that 2 right before the 8 to get pretty much automatic position.
I
but
think he might try and play the leave that 3 ball last, just in case he messes up shape and it's a blocker for the 8. There's a saviour and try and come down table and go 3 ball last, then the 8 ball.
don't want to do
Be
that.
careful. Oh, it's a good shot. Go the 2, 4, 3, and then play the 8 now.
I so didn't see that coming, especially with the 2 right by the side.
It's a very dangerous shot, though. I mean, he could hit the 2
Yeah.
and scratched. You are flirting with danger doing that.
All I can think of is that he was trying to get on the other side of it.
Yeah, I think he put too much
Play the
top spin on it. Yeah.
Tried to play the 4, or yeah, 'cause that was very risky right there. But it worked out perfectly, so.
That's a good shot. That's the type of shot you don't want to leave it with too much of a cut, so you can control the cue ball a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere there's perfect, and then float the 3 and then play the 8 long in the other bottom corner here.
This is one of those shots where it's so easy to accidentally put a little bit of
Too
left
much
spin
left,
on
draw
it,
back too
and all of a
much.
sudden you're behind
Yeah,
the 10.
Yeah, on that tangent line's got to be so perfect off that bottom rail.
Gotta
Like
so
this.
you gotta so pay attention to where on the cue ball you're hitting it.
I have a good drill I teach people for that, and we used to do it at snooker. Put like the 8 ball on the spot, and you line the balls across the table, and you teach them to make it and try and create these different tangent lines. So that's the type of situation where you're trying to
Mhm.
get that straight line off the rail
Right.
with a little bit of left. Just float it in like a drag shot. Just float it in. There you go.
Tangent line, huh? Who
Yes,
says
sir.
there's no math?
Don't
in
go
pool,
there,
Right?
don't go there.
Math, physics.
We won't
Yeah,
go
that's
there.
true, isn't it?
The whole table
it's
is
a,
math.
It's a whole curriculum there on
Yes.
on the
I
pool
mean, that's what's
table,
so good for
isn't
the
it?
kids. You can take
Right.
go to the schools, ask them to come in, do the
Right.
math lesson, and show them.
Yeah.
And they're doing something that's actually going to teach them math as well as have fun. It's a good finish.
Ramin pockets the 8 ball, takes a 2-1 lead. His team, we are 1 now.
We are
Somewhat back in command of
And
the,
now we are
the
2.
match.
That was his second break and run, wasn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah, and he's breaking head on, so he's got that table. As long as he makes that
That's
ball,
right.
it's wide open. I mean, it's very dangerous if you're not making a ball. You're just selling out virtually every time. But you've got to be confident in your break to make that ball.
If you're just tuning in, folks, this is coverage of the APA Masters Championship, all part of the APA World Championships here in Las Vegas, the Westgate Resort and Casino. These two teams are competing for $10,000. First place prize money. At the table, Tim Tillage of the Virginia Gentlemen preparing the rack. Seated off camera at the moment and chalking his cue stick is Ramin Bakhtiari of We Are One, Orange County, California. The longer we go here, the more tense it seems to get in the room. We're now in the third and final match. Ramin taking a look at a distance of the rack.
Very precise where he's setting his cue ball up as well.
So did you say have you played Ramin before in some tournaments
Yes.
and stuff? Okay.
Yes, I played him in Hard Times in LA.
Yeah, these guys said they kind of know each other. I said, you guys play together a lot. And they said, well, we played against each other more than anything.
Yes.
So all three members of the team, We Are One.
Okay, 15 failed to go in there.
Yeah, he
Oh,
didn't
look at
hit
the
that too
spin
good.
on the 14 ball, still spinning.
Nothing went.
Tim will have an opportunity to return to the table. Again, not uncommon in these Masters matches to maybe have one opportunity at the table for each player based on their skill levels. They don't miss a lot of shots. So
Right.
once you exit the table, it's quite possible you may not be back for a while. So
That's true.
I think he's going to look at solids here with that 14 ball being tied up. But the problem
Yeah.
now is the 6. If you're going to,
You got the 6-9 down at the other side of the table, yeah, so.
if you can
Both-
get the 6 out now with the 7 ball, that'd be nice.
As long as you don't get stuck there.
Yes. Or bump the 6 and tie the 8 up. You have to be careful doing that as well. Let's look and see if it'll go.
I mean, if he can, yeah, I don't. If he can break him up now and hit it with enough speed, not to worry about that, still be able to maybe get on the 3 ball.
Yeah, or the 5 if it comes out any further.
Right.
The 3's the ball you're looking to try and hold for.
So it looks like the 4 ball will go down. Ooh,
That's a good
that'll
shot.
work.
That's a good shot.
Very similar tempos, these two.
Yeah, very methodical.
Mm-hmm.
Taking their time and having a look where they've got to be.
Nothing fancy, just
No.
playing, doing a simple thing. And
I mean, by some of the comments about Tim, I don't know this guy, I've never seen him before, but a lot of them saying like he doesn't miss, he's a really good player. You can see
Uh-huh.
why he's very.
this guy says Tim for president.
There we go.
Yeah. He's a huge
must be a
Tim
nice guy.
supporter.
Tim for president, yes,
eh?
please. Can we have Tim for
Yeah.
president, please?
Oh, don't open that can of worms on the stream. You know, streaming commentary or comments, how they get. You don't even want to go there.
Oh, wow.
That was unexpected.
Timbo.
Oh, we might get lucky. I think the 9. No, does it go past the 6? No, it's fly. It's wide.
No, it's
open.
got the
It's wide
13
open,
there.
yeah.
It's got the 13 and come across table, play the 10.
Ramin's going to have to try and do something with this 14 ball though.
We are in the 4th game of the 8-ball set here. Going to play out this rack and one more of 8-ball before they shift over to the 9-ball set.
He might take this 11 ball and try and go off the side rail into the 4 ball here.
Might be able to follow it and have the 1 ball do the job for him. But even if he doesn't get on the 14, don't even try. Just he's got the 15 right there.
Yeah.
But just being able to knock it out a little bit.
The longer he takes to try and get out there, the more trouble he's going to have.
Definitely.
That's one of the biggest tips I give the lower ranked players. I say, sort your problems out straight away. Don't let them sit there and keep running balls and then try and figure it out.
I'm surprised if he decides not to go for it now. Chad said we jinxed him. That Tim.
Yeah.
We jinxed Tim.
Oh, great. Now it's our fault.
Say hi to Colin Brandt on the stream. He owns a pool room in Moline. Real nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks after all the players when they head over there. Has a lot of
Nice.
tournaments for ladies and big ladies tours events, and has events there all the time. Oh, I think it's
So-
catching. Unless was he playing
Yeah.
safe? I don't think
Skidded
he's
a
playing
little bit,
safe.
I think.
So, seeing a little uncharacteristic of what we would expect here in this match. And
He's
what
laughing
we've seen
over
thus
there.
far is mistake by Tim, now a mistake by Ramin, and now we're right back to even, right?
Commentator's curse, we call it.
Yeah. So we have
It never
we have
fails.
equally jinxed them both.
Yeah, are you guys happy now?
Yeah. What's fair is fair.
All right, we'll try to stay out of the rest of the match. We'll just, No, but that never fails. Whenever you say, "Boy, he or she is playing really well."
Yeah, he's
and
so
then
good. He hasn't missed one ball
miss
straight away.
in
Bam.
one. Yeah.
Can you do that when I'm playing a match against someone who's not missing? Can you
Yeah,
just jump in and
jinx
make
the
a
other
comment
person.
for me?
You know, put some money up and we'll take care of things for you.
Years ago, I was preparing the ladies' championship scripts, as we do the awards, figuring out who's who and where they're from, and had the ladies' team was up, and they were on the hill in the final match that they needed. Girl was straight in on the 8 ball, so I went ahead and wrote it in.
Oh no.
As soon as I stopped writing, she missed the 8 ball, lost the match. The next team came back to win 2 more matches, and I mean, it was. After that, I learned never write in the winning
Ever.
name until it's absolutely over, because of course she never knew that, and I can't remember what year that would have been, but a lot of our APA staff that were in the tournament room remember that, just
Did you have your
writing it in.
Did you have your white out with you just in case she looked over?
Well,
the
it's easy
protocol?
enough. I just cross it out and rewrite it, but I kind of learned my lesson there on jinxing the players.
All right, we'll see what Ramin can come up with here. He kind of created this. The ball skidded a little bit. He was laughing about it. He tried to put a lot of spin, reverse on it, and lag it, and that can happen. Any dirt or powder on the ball. And the 2 players before this match was wearing, had a lot of powder on their
On his
hands.
yeah.
And that makes a difference. It gets on the balls. They get
Yes.
all gummed up. And,
Sticky and
if,
slide
two,
over.
if 2 powdery or sticky spots kind of hit, they're just right, it'll do that.
All these guys, well, maybe the exception of the first match, kind of traditionalists. I don't see any of them wearing the glove that you see now. It's kind of popular.
Not a
You
lot
guys,
of
do you
players.
guys wear a glove?
No.
No glove
No.
for you.
I
You wear a
wore
glove?
once actually. It was in Tunica, because it was so humid down there. Everything was so sticky. I had to actually wear
Yeah.
one. It was.
But it's not. You don't
No,
like
I
it.
don't-
get the feel.
I
the right
have one at
feel of it?
home and I try it when I live in Ohio because it's very
Yeah.
sticky there. But I don't like the feel of on the table. It's too slippy. So I feel like I'd have to cut the holes off the ends that you can buy with the holes just to
Yeah.
get more of a grip. But I like to feel the humor on my hand normally. It's never been something I've been used to.
Ramin made a mistake there. He tried to hit half of that straight ball to snooker Tim on the 6, and instead he got a double hit there and left this shot for Tim. And an opening here. I believe all of Tim's balls are available. If he can make the 6.
Ooh.
Ooh. Do you know, especially in the amateur ranks, I see more side shots missed than anything else. Now, granted, the side pocket is narrower because you have to actually hit the center. Hit
Yes.
the pocket as opposed to the side pocket. The side pockets or the corner pockets, you can miss a hair and it usually still slides in. But still, that's something I would, if I was, playing it more on the smaller tables, is I would work a lot on my side pocket shots.
Yeah, it's very huge. I mean, when I played snooker all my life, I was side pockets practicing them. So it's really helped me more than anything. That now a lot of players I notice who play pool are never trying to go for the side. They always try and go
Mhm.
for the long shot all
Right.
the time. Where the side pockets are your friend, but you have to be a lot more careful.
Right.
You
Right.
really have to be lined up and like that type of shot there, you can't take it for granted.
Right.
Because if you hit them too hard, they seem to hit the knuckle and don't fall. They come straight back out.
Hit the knuckle? Did you just say that?
Yeah, the knuckle.
Did you mean a point?
Is that what we got the point? So we'll have to have a list of
Or
the
the
English
or the
words.
knuckle. The knuckle works too. I just hadn't heard the knuckle before.
You say my accent now?
No, not at all.
I've got a Swedish accent and a British accent and Midwestern accent in the middle, right?
I know. I don't know what it was.
It looks like
Do
it actually
there.
might go actually from here. He has half a pocket.
14 ball.
Yeah, you'd be surprised it actually goes. From the view I can see from the booth here, he could make this if he hits it good.
Yeah, even if he has to overcut it a little bit and then slide it into the pocket.
Yeah.
You just cannot touch that 4 ball.
It's a good shot.
Oh yeah.
Nice shot by Ramin.
I remember somebody said once that Buddy Hall said if you think it'll go, it will go.
Yeah.
And I always remember that, and it stuck. And I look at a ball and I'm like, I think it'll go. And you hit it hard and it straight in.
I've also done the other way around where I've been in a pressure situation in a match and I looked at it and I go, it doesn't go, and then I shoot it anyway and I went, oh, that was right, it didn't go.
Yeah.
I thought I'd just try and find out because I'm a little bit too stubborn. Yeah, I've done that a few times. No, I can make it. It's no, I'll
Yeah.
get it. No, okay, it won't go.
All right, this problem looks like it has been solved too by Ramin, and here we go. He's got
Draw over for the 9.
no
and then
issues
float
here.
up off the. Is it the 12 that ball?
10 ball, no 12 ball. 12.
He's okay.
And that'll put him at 3-1, and then one more 8-ball game
One more
before we
game
go
of
into
8-ball,
9-ball.
I think the 9 ball's going to pretty quick with these two. I
You
know
bet.
they're both steady, but I think they could see a couple of breaking runs.
You see Ramin pocket the 9 ball there, leave himself for the 10.
Yeah, big unfortunate miss there for Tim in the side pocket. Open the door here for Ramin.
No, it's good
Oh,
out
wait
by
a minute.
Ramin.
No.
Because the way the 2 balls he had in the side, and he had to get perfect to drop it in, and then to hold perfectly for that 14 ball. That was a good out.
Pockets the 8 ball and takes a 3-1 lead. Again, that's Ramin Bakhtiari of We Are One, now leading 3-1 in a race to 7 over Tim Tillage of the Virginia Gentlemen. We'll have one more game of 8 ball here, and then we'll shift into 9 ball. Tim at the table preparing the rack. So Lee, how long are you sticking around for? You here
Here in
through?
Vegas?
Yeah.
I'm not going to play in the US Bar Table Championships.
Right.
I'm going to head to Chicago, and
Okay.
then I head back to Ohio.
So you leave here Sunday or
Yes.
until Sunday?
Sunday or Monday. I might stay for a day or so.
So you're still doing lessons for the next day or so? You wrapped up lessons?
If I have a table that's available, yes. 'Cause
Okay.
I think Marty said to me, Dr. Q's wife said the table's going to be taken down
Okay.
in the room that we have at the back. So
Mhm.
because they're breaking it down, obviously.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm available. I mean, the problem I had was there were so many people that wanted lessons, which, like I said, is a good thing. It was so hard to fit everybody in because we had to fit our schedules around each other.
Right, right.
I mean, there was more than one of us that needs to use
Sure,
the room.
Jeanette
so
does lessons and Tom does lessons, and of course then you factor in the players' playing schedule,
Yes, and they were
which
still
is,
winning their
which
matches.
complicates
So
things too. Yeah. It's such a long event, but it seems to just kind of fly by so quickly.
yeah, it's a long event, and then you're thinking, oh, I can't wait to go home. But then as soon as it comes to the end, you want it to go back to the beginning because
It's kind of sad. I
yeah.
walked into the main room today where the 8-ball open is being played, and they had half the room. You know, they
Wow.
had the wall pulled, so we went from 150 tables or whatever it was down in there down to 75, and it's just you can
Oh, in the
tell.
main
You
room
know,
when you
you
pull
can,
that wall
yeah,
across?
they
Yeah.
pulled the
Right,
wall, and
right.
you know, you can just kind of tell it starts winding down gradually. You know.
and then you start getting a little bit depressed. I know
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
sad.
It's a sad
Well,
feeling. I know
I
what
mean,
you're saying.
so much work and so many people's efforts go into making a successful
But you've got so
event
many
that-
friends here that you
yeah.
meet, and you only get to see them a few times a
Right,
year.
right.
So it's
It's
Yeah.
a pretty spectacular thing. Again, if it's not something you've ever been part of, I would encourage you guys to check out the APA. Of course, the fall leagues forming now. Get out here to Vegas. It's an experience unlike anything else.
what you like here on this run out. So he's got the problem over here with the 1 and the. he's the
Yeah, either
14.
way, he's got a bit of a situation. I mean, I don't see a preferred way of going here.
If he takes the solid balls, he can use the 6 to spin over and break it open. The 1, but
Yeah, he's got the 10 ball, the 12 ball also to
Also,
spin
yeah.
over and break them. So either way, he's got the 6 and the 12 and the 7. He's got balls to
I think solids look
to
slightly
get there.
better because of the 11 and the 15.
Yeah. Came
Goes wide,
across
is it?
beautifully there.
That's a good shot.
That's some pretty sweet cue ball control there. Just nice and simple. Just pay attention on how much of the ball you hit to get the natural angle to come over.
I like to take 3, then the 2, then the 7, get your angle on the 6 to break open the 1, and you have the 5 sitting there.
That's not what he wanted to do there. I mean, he's got the shot on the 2 and the side, but
Yeah, you want to miss that ball and get it back out and play it in the same pocket.
yeah, he wanted to. Yeah, exactly. And now he also has the incorrect angle to
Yeah.
get up. So
Yeah, that's going to cause problems for the 7 and to get on the 6 to break open the 1.
you know what? I think he might be better off playing the 6 in this corner and breaking them up. Then you got a softer approach and an easier controlled approach to get to break up the 14 and the 1, or even the 7.
You don't need to hit it hard. You've only got to bump it towards the pocket, and the 1 will be right over the hole.
Right.
You didn't want to do that.
Messed up the 8 ball a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's huge. I don't think
But
it'll
8
go.
ball, it may still go by. And I think it'll go, so it goes. Isn't that what you said?
I'm going to give it a new nickname. I think you start calling her Bossy Boots.
Yeah.
Well, see, now,
No, I did say that, so it's
You did.
You're learning quickly. See,
you did.
I learned the shot before that you showed me. Now you learn one of my ones.
See? All right.
There's the shot now. Take it for the 7.
Right. You got the.
Oh, it's gone too hard.
no.
Scratched. Wow.
Wow.
You never want to overdraw that ball. If you actually underdraw it using left spin, it'll spin off the rail, so it's a bigger target.
Exactly. Well,
You might get lucky and have another angle. 6, side rail, first diamond, slide into it. Yeah, well, he's looking right now with his cue. It's just a little hampered here. He's just got to compose himself. Make one good shot, and you've still got a chance. Oh, he's missed it.
Oh.
Now he's opened everything up for Ramin. He's just got that 11 and 15 balls, his only problem.
that's about it.
I'd like to clear this pocket here and use the ball in the side and slide down into that 5 ball to hold for one of them in the corner here.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to get these 2 balls out of the way first to free them over.
I believe only the 15 goes, so I'm thinking the combination is a better move here. Just want to overcut it a little bit so it doesn't skid on you.
Somebody asking, is that Lee Brett? That is Lee Brett. Ava Mattia Lawrence. Of course, I'm Jason Bowman. We're bringing you live coverage of the APA Masters Championship, all part of the APA World Pool Championships here in Las Vegas.
He's got perfect already. That's a good shot.
It's great.
Sorry, Ava, I said your name wrong. It's my accent. I pronounce people's names different. People keep telling me I said one guy's name 4 different ways.
Well, everybody pronounces my name different, and it's in all different ways. My favorite was when I first moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I walked into the pool room, and a guy that was clear on the other side of the pool room, he went, "Hey, hey, that's Uwe Matar," he said.
Wow.
I went to Uwe Matar.
You never forgot him though, see?
No, that's
It
right.
worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he going to go into them now?
I,
This is brave if he
this
does
is, that
this.
is
No, he's not. Oh, he is. He's nudging it. Look, that's a good shot.
That's beautiful speed. That is such a pretty shot.
That's a good shot.
This is Ramin Bakhtiari.
That's it. You've got to say it with
Yeah,
a k, like my
Bakhtiari.
accent when we say the word K.
Yeah,
That's why he said I say it good, because I go Bakhtiari.
there you go. Ramin, a member of the California team. We are one.
So these play in Vicky and Carol's league, the Orange County.
Yeah. Of course, Vicky and Carol Wade, the league operators in Orange County, are here rooting their team on, as so many league operators that come out do when they have an opportunity, as long as they're not working. Try to get and watch as many of their teams as they can.
You just got to draw past the 6 ball here, play the 14, and then come into the 11 and the 15.
Vicky and Carol referred to Ramin as the composed closer, so far he's living up to that billing, I would say.
Very few errors by these players. This match and this
Yeah, these-
entire match, all 3 matches
Right.
that we've seen, it's just been a few unforced errors here and there that have, but the other players kind of given it back a little bit too, so it's not like anybody gave anything away in any way, shape, or form so far.
You can see why these guys are in the finals well at the teams.
Yes, definitely.
The real study.
Getting a couple questions about the players' ratings. Just as a reminder, in the Masters, this is a non-handicapped event. I'm sure these players do have ratings. We don't have those in front of us because, again, in this particular format, best guy wins, right? There's no handicap race here. No handicapping, no coaching. Jump cues are allowed. Combination 8-ball, 9-ball, 8 games of 9-ball, 5 games of 8-ball. Of course, we're in the 5th game now, so
I would go out on a limb though and say that these particular
I'm
players
guessing they're
are
all sevens.
sevens.
Yeah, if I had to guess, or 9s, depending on
Right.
what format they play. But they are definitely at the upper echelon of skill levels in APA.
Okay, chance to extend his lead here to 4 games to 1.
Little
Ramin.
short.
Oh boy.
See, that's slow. The table's playing.
You know, that's interesting. He had a couple of opportunities to play a simpler position there and get away
Yeah.
with it, and he
Yeah.
did that. That was a little bit of a
I don't like
showboat
playing
kind of
that
shot.
Yeah, playing the inside 3 rails. I don't like doing that there. Because if you look at the table, you want to be anywhere over here.
Sure.
The
Somewhere
last
in the
place you want to
middle.
be is short on the ball underneath.
Yeah.
And anytime you play with inside, it's going to kill it a little bit anyway. He hit it hard, but still.
Just got to stay focused now. As if the guys just left you this 8 ball straight in. It's a good shot. Just
Beautiful
good
cut shot
Beautiful
there.
shot by Ramin. As they close out the 8-ball set, he now leads 4-1. Race to 7.
This is a repeat of the last match.
I know.
4-1
Now
after
we
the
just
8
need.
ball.
Now, if Tim just mounts a comeback, we'll be right back where we started, right?
That's right.
See the referee shining up the cue ball a little bit, cleaning it off. He's removed the
And the
The
pace will be
stripes.
picked up here in the
yeah,
9-ball. There's
moved
no
to
doubt.
9-ball, and we'll start rolling here in a moment. Looks like the players are going to take a quick break, quick bathroom break as we enter our 3rd hour of play. So they're going to take a quick break. While we do that, let's take a look at some of the other footage from here at the World Pool Championships. The crowd takes a stretcher. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, here at the Westgate. You know what I really love about the Westgate is that monorail. You take the
Yeah.
monorail, man, it's convenient.
It really is.
Comes right to the front of the hotel, takes you all the way. You can go all the way down to MGM, pick up like a multi-day pass. APA members actually get a discount. Kind of see the sights that way. Of course, you're seeing the tournament room before anybody was in it, right?
Right. Nice and clean and
nice
empty
yeah,
and
nice clean
orderly.
all the chairs are straight. Just some footage before we kicked off the event. Again, it's a monumental effort to put this tournament on.
There's-
Dozens and dozens of people coming together. Volunteers from the League Operator Network. A lot of players that come out and volunteer to referee. So literally hundreds of staff out here working this particular event, which kicked off last Thursday. Of course, we've had
Most people have been here since the Wednesday.
Yeah, most came out last Wednesday. We've already awarded 3 champions. We had the team of KQ 2.0 in the ladies 8-ball division. We had the Big Time Misfits from Texas in the 9-ball division, and then the team of the Smokin' Ace in the Jack and Jill division. They took first place. They're out of Kansas City, so. I was gonna see if our producer Steve had the setup of our event kind of coming together. Kind of get a look at how this tournament all starts from nothing.
There we go.
Builds, yeah.
This
One of
is
my
great.
favorite videos right here. Go Kenya.
I love this.
Take a look at this in the timeline.
Even this is orderly.
Yeah, but oh, it's a process.
Austin Lee,
Footage from our
Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm scared.
Relief. Relief. They're actually playing different skill levels here based on they're playing nationwide with the prize track.
Gotta get an Xbox One. Off the pool table.
Yeah, they had such a great time.
Really a great event.
Speed pool tournament. There we go.
Yeah.
That's it. Such a great location too. To maybe have that
Where did you have this?
location.
That is at Sharky's in Davenport, Iowa.
Okay.
That's what I could explain it. It's almost like, well, actually, I think they do have bowling lanes on one side. It kind of reminds me of a bowling alley, but with the lanes removed and all pool tables put in. So, I'm not sure if that's how it was originally set up. But it's been for the last several years.
Still does take
Every year.
Central Iowa.
Favorite player here momentarily.
There's my boy.
Here's
right
David
there.
player, Austin.
Family and friends came with him. That's his dad.
You train him that
Mom.
move as well.
Uh-huh.
You train him that move as well.
Yeah.
Of course, this kid, Nathan
He
Childress,
refined
was
it,
very
though.
impressive. I watched some of his matches too. He was very impressive. 14 years old.
14.
The
Look at the size of this
nines,
kid
the
these
nines.
days. He's in the greenhouse.
Yeah, look at those smiles though. Great
That's
event
so great.
overall.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get your children involved, talk to your local league operator.
Here we are back
Juniors
with the action
program. Now we're back to the big boys. I wonder how old these guys were when they started playing. We should ask.
Definitely
not
last
We should
week,
start
yeah.
asking those
Now.
questions.
That's a good
right?
question. Yeah, maybe you should do like a little
Ramin!
question and answer. Little
Before you
Q&A.
break, hey, how
Hey.
old were you?
Time out. This is Ramin at the table. Ramin Bakhtiari. The team of We Are One. He
I
now
got my
leads
first
4-1.
snooker table when I was 9.
9 years old.
But I probably played from 7 or 8. But I had my first table when I was 9.
Your parents must have had a big house.
No, we had
You
a
gotta
big
put
kitchen.
oh,
We had a
okay.
big kitchen. It was freezing cold, and I put the table in there.
Tim
was 8.
started when he was 18.
Tim at 18.
Okay.
Maybe somebody will tell us how old Ramin was when he started. So
All right, here we go. Breaking from the side break. One ball's coming towards the
Oh, the
corner.
cue ball's
Got
been
knocked
kicked.
out there. Nothing on the break, it looks like.
No.
It's a
Kind
little
of
bit
a
of an ugly
mess.
pattern. Yeah, the 4 and the 5 don't look too good.
It's got an opportunity to break him up with the 3 ball, but you don't really want to do that because odds are you're not going to get some kind of a shot on the 4. So
Yeah, you could end up hooking yourself and giving yourself worse trouble.
right.
I wonder if he can actually just draw this ball, slide to the side rail, and try and come in back behind the 7 somewhere.
You're seeing Tim Tillage of the Virginia Gentlemen at the table now. He's trailing in this match 4-1 currently.
Yeah, he's going to try and slide back in. He hasn't hit it hard enough. He's okay. I mean, he's made even more of a mess here. Little window to slide in with that cue ball, but it's
No, he's got the 2-4 combo. It's dead, I think.
see, that's why I need to practice these combos more because
The
you keep seeing them.
combos.
Yeah, I keep missing them. I'm like, I get scared and run away from them.
I think so. I think it clears that 8 ball. So.
Question here about push shots. Yeah, there is a push out in the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that a couple of times. So typically no push in APA League play. Push out allowed in the Masters.
Which
so
is
Yes.
part of the
Some
equalizer
variation,
system,
Right.
which is part of what makes it great. But in here, it's a different story.
Some variations of the standard rules. Jump cue allowed here. Not normally allowed in APA League play. No
Yeah.
coaching allowed here, which is normally allowed in APA League play. So
He had no
some subtle
choice there but to
differences.
go into him, and he still got messed
No, he's
up.
got no shot. Yeah, he's unlucky. Touch
Yeah.
lighter, they've been absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, he's half a ball too far.
these are tough. These are so tough to judge what to do, play a safety or anything
I
off
mean, would
these.
you like to kick this and try and sometimes the kick could be because you're not going to get anything safe off this.
If you can get a really solid kick, you may be able to get a snooker behind the 9 ball. Because hitting it first and you can't, you have nowhere to go where you can control it really.
Yeah, I mean, he might just cut it to the side rail, but the cue ball's just going to drift down table. He's not going to do anything with it.
I would like to try to hit and stick because the cue ball is so close to the 2 and the
Yeah.
rail. You have and the 2 is so close to the cushion. You have a good way of judging it. But I don't see anything else that you can actually really play.
David, do you want to tell people how you'd play this shot? Like, where would you hit on the cue ball if you wanted to actually kick and stick on this ball?
You would, if you want to hit it softly and just get the 2 ball down to the rail, you hit a kind of shorter than you think, with a little bit of right, or you can just hit dead straight on it in center ball and just hit and stick that way.
Kick it full.
And kick it full and firmer. That's
There you
it.
go. Hit that really good. That's a good shot.
Great shot. Great shot. He used that
Played
9
a
as
little
a
bit low
blocker.
and tried to pull it back slightly as well.
Yeah, I mean it would have been nice if he'd have made it, but I don't think that was his primary. I mean, he wanted to make
it's
sure to
kick
keep
and
that
stick it
cue
there,
ball
leave
right
it
there.
That's a good shot. It's a good little shot for players at home to practice if they don't learn
Yeah.
to just kick at a ball, try and do something when you kick.
Right.
Kick a certain side of the ball, see what happens when they move away from each
Exactly.
other.
And a good idea then is to walk around at the other side of the table and say, if I was shooting it directly, where would I want it to
Yeah,
go?
where's my line coming into the ball?
Right.
Yeah, he hit that really good because he's actually got him on the other side of the 7, so it's now a 2 rail.
Well, if he can get it, I mean, you always want to hit 2 rail here if you can, and if he can hit that, he might be able to get a hit and stick if he can get a full hit. Oh, he's got to go that way? You can't go deep?
I like coming the other side.
Oh, in a heartbeat. But maybe he can't. Maybe it slides too much. He may not be able to hit it that way.
Wow.
What a kick that was. He literally had half a ball. 3/4 of the ball.
Unfortunately-
It was very dangerous.
Might have got away with it. I was going to say, unfortunately, it might have been a sellout, but I don't know if he can slice this in.
It's pretty tough to get safe as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not straightforward.
Maybe we could take a overhead shot of the table. There we go.
There you see it.
Looks
Oh,
like
he can
he's-
definitely
yeah,
slice it in,
yeah.
and he can go off table and back down again for the 3.
I like playing lots of low inside on this ball. This takes a lot of practice though, and kick
know.
that 8 ball out and hold for the 3.
Yeah. I don't know if he can do that from there, can he?
If he's tight enough to get in, he's going to throw it out.
Right.
Again, you can see these players very deliberate in every single shot, knowing that they simply can't give away a shot and bring their opponent to the table.
He
'cause
may
it
be drawing it into the 3. Sorry. No, he changed his mind there.
Oh, he's playing safe.
Plays
Safe.
safe.
It's a
Good shot.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
So we changed ourselves again. You know that, right? Didn't we say how things were going to pick
Yeah,
up
it's
now
gonna
that
be
it was
quick.
9
It's 9
ball?
ball,
Yeah.
The 8 ball was really quick. Now the 9 ball's
I
going
think
to
this
take.
is officially like the
25 minutes of
longest
rack.
rack. I know. Well, we could have something to do. All right.
The thing is, it's so tense right now. I mean, they're playing. Whoever loses, that's it. I mean, it's over, the championship. So they're really being very deliberate in how they play here.
I'm disappointed we haven't seen any jump shots.
I'm
see some jump
sorry.
shots.
You know, John Stransky used to be the president of Brunswick Billiards. He
Yeah.
always said to me, he said, I want to change the rule. I said, to what? He said, every player, you have to shoot a jump
More
shot
jump
every
shots.
rack.
That would be great.
Boy, a lot of safety play.
Beautiful
going on here.
save
Nice
there.
shot there by Tim.
And Maroon means talking to the screen.
Now, this is not easy to hit.
I read his lips. I'm not going to
It's
say what he
interesting
said.
how things have changed because again, for the folks that are watching online, the broadcast is literally being broadcast to the room. So a lot of times, you see the players looking up at the wall. They're looking up to see
Mm-hmm.
kind of what's going on.
He's in trouble here.
Yeah, I mean, he might be able to clip the side of
Yeah.
the 2 here
You
and
got-
avoid that 9 ball.
But I mean, look how much of that ball you can hit.
Right.
It's so much harder now to hit just half a ball.
And
quarter
I
of a
don't
ball.
even see where
Wow.
the only thing I could see here is to try to tie the 5 up with the 3
Yeah.
and take an intentional foul if he can get the 5 over there, but I think the angle is too steep. I don't even know if he can, but at least try to create something. If you can't hit the 2,
That's always the best option. I always tell people, look, I was watching a game the other day. The guys were playing, and there was a guy playing a 3-rail kick at a ball, and I was saying, just tie the 5 into the 8 because the guy's going to be 90% chance of getting out if you miss the ball, about an 80% chance if you hit it, and about a 20% chance if you tie the ball up. Try and play your percentages of what. Try and make the table more difficult for them.
Right.
Because even if he kicks and hits the 2, you could leave him straight in and the guy's going to run out anyway. Where if you tie the
True.
5 in with the 3, at least you're trying to make problems and he's got to break out.
right. All right, here he goes.
This is a
Let's
tough
play
shot.
1 rail. You gotta remember this that cue ball is to the rail. It's gonna dive a little bit. It's hard to judge it. Yeah.
See, that's
Oh.
impossible.
The 5 is a little bit tricky, so it's not over by any means. We still got some work to do.
And was that
Has he got a
the
combo now though?
And was that the 6 ball that dropped there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he might play that, yeah. You can even follow the cue ball forwards and give him no shot if you don't even make the 9 ball.
Right. Yeah, normally you want to go for the run out if it's wide open, but with that 5 ball where it is, things can get a little messed up. So you
Yeah,
might
it's
as
a
well
good
do
shot.
that. Take the
Yeah.
automatic win.
2-9
needed that.
combo cuts or means lead in half. Tim Tillage with the win there. Looks like we've had some viewership pick up in the last several minutes. Just a reminder, you're watching coverage of the APA Masters Championship here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. All part of the festivities here at the APA World Championships. This is the 4th of 5 championship matches we'll be bringing you. Of course, we'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. with live coverage of the Open 8-Ball World Championship, which should be another outstanding event. Of course, this particular match tied 1-1. Best 2 out of 3. Both these players racing to 7. You have Ramin Bakhtiari at the table racking as Tim Tillage looks on from his seat.
Joe Smith just posted this is a $5,000 set, and it actually is.
It is. First
So-
place. First place gets 10,000. Second place walks away with a very respectable 5,000. So yeah, about a 5,000 swing there in the middle. So you kind of see in the payout. Of course, we should mention it's not just the top payouts that go for this particular event. I think in
Thanks,
total.
Steve. Steve just posted here on the
Steve's
screen.
so good with that stuff, isn't he? Total of 38,400 paid out in the Masters event. So all the way down through 33rd place. Gets the one on the
That's
break.
a great break. As long as the 4 doesn't come off the rail too hard. He's got a wide open table here.
That's perfect.
Someone asking, what is the minimum skill level to be in Masters? Really no minimum skill level, however, to be competitive, right? Most of these guys are going to be at the upper end of the skill level spectrum.
Until we started the minor league masters, we had 4s and 5s and 6 play
In
with
the
the 6s
Masters
and
program?
7s. Yes, and a lot of it to learn because
Yeah.
a lot of times, even if you play on league, you don't necessarily get to play the 7. A lot of times they'll put the 7 up
Yeah.
against either a very high or very low player. So a 4, 5, or 6 don't necessarily get a chance to play the 7. So, but now that we had the minor league masters added, not so much. Usually the 6s and 7s.
Tim with a 2-4 combination in the corner. So if you're interested in the Masters format, or really any of our formats, ladies, doubles, juniors, get in touch with your local APA League operator or visit us online at poolplayers.com/live. There you can fill out a very short form. We'll ask you your name and a way to get in touch with you, and we'll take it from there.
Right.
Try to make it as easy as possible, get you involved for the fall session.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he hasn't hit that ball. That's dangerous. He's got lucky.
Got
That was shot.
lucky. Yeah, he
You
did.
don't want to hit that ball soft. You want to get away from the ball. He got very lucky there.
Just didn't spin it enough. I can jack up here a little bit and just drift the cue ball down and play the 6, and it goes in any of the 6 pockets, so there should be no problem for him.
Somebody asking about minor league Masters championship at some point.
Yes, yes, yes.
That would be
Maybe.
great.
We will
Yes, yeah.
see.
I need to see who was that said that. Was that one of
That's,
my peeps?
Malik Burns. Malik
Okay.
J. Burns.
But Malik, I'm
So
with you. I think that would be great.
That's a format that Ava and I think maybe a couple other areas around the country are testing.
We're testing it. We're trying to, convince these guys what a good idea it is, because it is a lot of fun, and
They
it
do learn a
expands
lot.
the master format.
Yeah.
That's such a great format,
Yeah.
even more so. So,
One of
They
the hard
definitely
things
learn.
with
Uh-oh.
adding.
Kisses a 7. He's in trouble.
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah,
Wow. And that's because of the shot before on that 4 ball.
that's right.
Or the 3 ball, sorry, was it to get on the
I
5?
thought he was going to kind of jack up and kind of pinch the ball a little bit more.
I think
but-
your commentator asked for the jump cue, was he? I think
it
we might
coming?
be seeing
yeah,
it
that's what
coming
you
now.
wanted, isn't it? You
Yeah, you
jinxed
called
him.
it.
It's your fault.
You did say, can we get some jump shots?
I've been dying to see one all game.
I'm sorry, he's going to disappoint. He's looking to
He's
kick.
going to
Yeah.
disappoint us. Come on, we want the jump cue.
Is the jump cue? I mean, that's generally like a last option kind of thing? Is that
Not at all.
No?
Not at
Depends
all.
who you are. Yeah.
It depends on, like, I handled the jump cue pretty well,
Yeah.
so I don't have a problem with it. A lot of the players, like Lee said, some handle it better than others,
Which
but
is-
but it's depends on the layout of the table. Ouch. Well,
I mean,
anyway. Depends on what the layout is. Like, if you stand to gain more jumping the ball than you do kicking at it,
like that
then you
situation
do that,
right
or
there.
vice versa.
That, in my opinion.
I-
Um,
I would have jumped that, but it was
Yeah.
a full ball, and it was fairly close to the 8. So if he's not comfortable with
To
that
get
really
over.
high jump, yeah.
to me, in that situation, I was talking to the Filipinos a few years ago, and they were saying, like, Efren's idea of kicking and Francisco Bustamante's was, if you're kicking at a ball and there's nothing anywhere near the ball, kick firm, because you're not going to protect the ball from anything. If there's balls in the vicinity, kick soft. So in that situation, he's actually kicking at the 6 with the whole table open up table. There's nowhere for you to put it safe unless it goes on the top of the rail.
Right.
Where if you jump it and miss it long, it could come all the way down and be hooked or make the 7 in the corner.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
I like jumping that ball there myself. I mean, I had to practice that shot
Yeah.
Mhm.
because it's part of the game. I played Oscar Dominguez in Texas about 4 years ago, and 3 games in a row, I had him hooked, and he jumped and made the 5, run out. He jumped and made the 4 and run out, and jumped and made the 5 and run out. So I'm thinking I need to learn how to do this because I thought I had him in trouble, and now I
Yeah.
lose 3 games because of it.
Karen Kaur didn't know how to jump, and she is practicing enough. Karen's probably one of the best jumpers we have.
And she comes from snooker like myself, so
Yeah.
it's something
It's
we're not
just
used to.
something
So
you got to work on.
Should have picked that up.
yeah,
So Ramin pockets the 9 ball. Now
That's a
takes
big
a
game. That's a
5-2
big one.
lead. Ramin needing only 2 games to secure the title for his team. We Are One. Of course, Tim Tillage still very much in this match, but running out of time, I believe.
Aaron Allen Lewis is asking he'd love to play in the league. Are they expensive, Jason?
Playing in the league, well, $25 to become an APA member. Of course, that gets you access to playing in the league, all of our membership discounts.
And that's for a whole year.
Which is for a year, yeah. And generally those discounts, you rent a car once, or you stay in a hotel once, or send mom flowers on Mother's Day.
Right.
You're gonna save your membership fee there. Of course, you get the magazine and the membership kit.
You get to meet great people. You have fun when you're
Sure,
out playing pool.
yeah, and then you get going in the league, and it can range anywhere from maybe $5 to $8 a player for league night.
I would
somewhere in
think
that
5 to
range.
8 is,
It's
or
gonna
5
vary locally
9.
depending on
So that's
where
pretty
you're
cheap.
at, but
That's
it's
cheap.
it's a
That's
lot
not
cheaper than
expensive.
a night out at the movies or
Yeah.
a lot of other things that you can do these days. So obviously there is some cost associated with it, but try to keep it as manageable as possible.
And also you get to win trips to come here in Las Vegas and be with us and have some fun.
Absolutely.
There goes
he
the
snapped
9.
There
There
it
goes
is.
the 9.
Folks, Ramin
Now they're on the hill.
Bakhtiari now on the hill after pocketing the 9 on the snap.
And that's
What a
after
time
he
for
hasn't
that.
made a ball yet on the break in 9 ball, and then
He
that
picked a
came.
good time for it.
Yeah.
Picked the-
Wow. And
he
that one
picked the right
positional
one.
shot, the same off the rail when he didn't get it on the 5 ball. It's
Yeah.
just cost him 2 games.
Yeah.
4-2, 4-3. It's now 6-2.
Yeah.
And the team of the Virginia gentlemen looking on a little stunned at that.
And at this level, they don't make a lot of mistakes. It's
Yeah.
not like Tim has just been playing badly,
No,
but the
it's-
mistakes that you do make, you will remember those. You have to kind of fight
Yeah,
to
it's
not
tough.
take it
and
home with you.
Yeah, 'cause that's what this game's like. You have to put it to
Right.
bed and leave it alone.
Exactly. And
Because-
it gets so costly because that one mistake by Tim, it's not like he's been at the table since then. So,
4-3. It's now 6-2.
Exactly.
That's all, and that's one mistake.
So
That's how
we
costly
are
it is.
a 9 ball away from crowning a Masters champion. This is
Tell you what, that from whatever happens right now, I mean, there's no question that Tim has the ability to come back. But whatever happens, it's been a great final. What a treat!
been outstanding.
It's been
All
really
three
close.
matches.
It's
Yeah,
been really close.
it's been fun to watch.
I didn't really think about this, but this is kind of like an East Coast West Coast battle, right? We got the
Yeah, it's
Virginia
true, yeah,
guys
you
and
do. And
the California
Californians.
guys. One of the commenters on our stream mentioned that, so hadn't thought of that initially, but makes sense.
There it
Nine
goes
balls.
again.
balls.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Wow!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
the 2016
Wow!
Masters champions from Orange County, California, the team of We Are One.
Wow. 2 9 balls in a row.
Wow!
Well, folks,
In
2-9
different
on the breaks
pockets.
in a row, and we now have a new Masters champion.
And Tim's just thinking about not getting shape on the 5, and it's going to haunt him for a while now.
What an
It's really tough.
unbelievable
That's so
ending
tough
to
on them.
an
They play so well.
unbelievable match. Again, you see the team of We Are One, new Masters champions, as they celebrate. Just a few moments, we're going to hand out some trophies and some prize money. We will remind you guys to tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. East Coast time, when we will stream the final championship from this year's APA World Championships. That's the 8-Ball Open event. Again, 3 p.m. tomorrow. Until then, folks, we'll see you soon.